Hi. Hold on, Allie. Um, I want to turn it up. I hope you can hear me. It's a minute before 9 p.m. August 18th, 2025, Gregorian, a Monday. I know it's taking me a while to get these complete. I don't even, I think I left off. Um, okay, I turned it up. It's hot because my AC then went out and I have a fan on. But I wanted to get the siblings series finished. I your mom to the public. I don't get, as you can see, Allie, I don't get much action or traction on this channel. But in case someone from the public listening, uh I'm doing this for my cousin. Yeah, my cousin. Yeah, so she's my muse for this series, Allie. I hope you have the notifications on so you can catch it. But I thank you. I thank you. I'm honored to share my history with our family, and not just what was told to me, but real life experiences. So I think we're at, every now and again I'll um, include your mom, because your mom is your interest, your main focus. But yeah, she's always, I don't have any bad memories with your mom, and that is really cool, because as the black sheep of the family, you know how that can go. But no, yeah. And my last memory, my last time seeing her was pretty cool. It was I feel like it was at a, we were at, she invited us to a barbecue. I took my friend Des with me, and we had a good time then. It was great, just a lot of love. And other time I think it was at a gas station, but it felt like it was on Farmers Boulevard. I don't remember Farmers having a gas station. I don't know, I gotta look it up. But it was, they were both wonderful encounters. And then we covered Uncle Ty, I think we did. So we're gonna get to the next sibling. I should have listened to the previous videos to make sure I'm picking up, but you can always text me. I can't get just have to remember the pen. Do your Facebook Messenger have a pen? PIN? P is in Paul, I is in ink, N is in Nancy. I'm like, what is going on? I'm just jaded with Facebook. So if you reach out in Facebook, I can't see it till I remember the pen. It's ridiculous. You can comment below, or just text me if you want, and my phone. I was about to say the number. God, cousin Tosh got my number, and my sister has it. Yeah, you can just text me if you have any questions. Anything I may have left out, and I will share. I'm gonna cut this light out because it is hot. I should go get some water in case I get parched. All right. I'm glad my channel isn't popular, because I can go get water. You couldn't really do this, I don't think, since I took journalism in high school. You know. Uh, Hold on, cause I'm gonna get water in case I get parched, and then I'm gonna cut this light off because yeah, less heat. Oh gosh, it's hot. Ay, ay, ay. Bear with me, baby. Oh, all right. Oh, oh, cause this is gonna be a doozy. Oh, it's gonna be a doozy, cousin. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm back. Let me see. I Oh, big mama here. All right, I am back, cousin. Alrighty, burn little sage. I should have got my cigar. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on. I know you're like, girl, forget that cigar. I just want to get comfortable. Hold on. Ay, ay, ay. Alrighty, I'm back. Um, this is, and I'm glad you're spiritual too. So some of this stuff won't totally like make you feel like, huh? And oh, where do I start? This may be all over the place because how emotions flow. But the next sibling, for legal reasons, we're gonna call her Lib. Not necessarily short for Libby, but just Lib. Um, yeah, Lib. In the memoir, her pseudonym is Celestine. If this memoir ever gets published, out, Celestine in the memoir, and she has another pseudonym in a different memoir. I believe it's been so long since I wrote these things, but uh, here we go. There's a couple of things my spiritual friends referred to her as, and regular homegirls back then too. Salute. Mm. 7 minutes in, I'm already parched. So, after my mom's funeral, my sister, this is between you and you're like in the public. But you see, I have no action on this page, so this gives me freedom, license to speak freely. If it were a popular channel, of course, I would be much more cognizant of that, if you will. To me, I'm talking to you, Allie, just you, because I assume that's who will probably visit this here channel, treating it like a podcast, if you will. But let's refer to it as a bedtime story, something you can listen to getting ready for bed. You know, your lavender. I recommend the lavender pure essential oil and a diffuser. You probably already have it bedside, isn't it heavenly? And that lavender on your mattress with baking soda, and then put on your sheets, and lavender and Florida water all in your sheets. Oh, it's just lovely. And then a little chamomile tea, and you listen to me, and you may fall asleep. You can always rewind in the morning. Um, wow. Oh, how I already loved you. I already loved you, but after my sister told me this, I really loved you. And this is not she said, she said. I would. You have enough class. I don't think you would make this a thing. I don't think this will get back to a lib. Hopefully not. She's a powder keg. But I won't even repeat it. But something she allegedly said to my sister over the phone about you, and I'm like, that's why I love her. That's why I love you, because it must be something in you that she sees. Because she told her, she was like, oh, she reminded me of your sister. And I'm like, how? A Scorpio? And nothing against Scorpions, but I'm like, a Scorpio reminds her of me? So it's something, probably something the ancestors did, and yeah, because she ain't treat you like she treated me. Thank goodness. I'm glad. Let me tell you something. I didn't even get to Margot's. I was about to say her name. Margot, the last sibling, the youngest, born in 1960, I think. Something she said to Tosh at the repast in the 90s for Uncle. You know, the Guitar Slim, for Uncle Guitar Slim. I don't remember if I said his name, Lord, in another video, but his nickname was Guitar Slim. He played the guitar so well, so well. You would think he was Robert Johnson's son, you know what I'm saying? And the repass was in the 90s, and at this time, Tasha is 16. She's a teenager. And she said that Margot, let's call her Margot, for legal reasons, Although if this video gets to them, I know you didn't do it. This is not your style. But anywho, Margot told Tosh, um, she came up to her. I guess it was another room. I don't know. You know, she's sitting there chilling. She's a teenager. This Margot's a grown woman. It's the 90s, but she's grown. Yeah. So she walks up to her and she says, "Who are your parents again?" And Tasha answers her, and she said, "Okay, your dad is my brother." And okay, yeah, true. Yeah, I know. And she looked at her and said, "You were fortunate not to know me." She said it. Margot said it. I didn't. She said it. Pisces, Sagittarius, moon. Hold that thought, okay? I'm like, whoa. And on the phone with Tosh, I was like, she said it. I said what I said just now is what I said to Tosh. I said, she said it. I didn't, okay? And ironically, in my opinion, other family members' opinion, Margot and LiB are the closest siblings of the six. The two, latter children. They're the closest. You know, different dads. They all have different dads except for your mom and Uncle Ty. But because I used to be like, well, when I'm little, I'm like, what makes them so close? They got the same dad. And elders was like, no, no, they have different dads, but they're the closest. 3 years apart. That 3 is popularity, and they. I was about to say the name, but in Harlem, the nickname was something something is three syllable. LiB had a nickname with three syllables, and the last syllable rhymes with gang. So they called them her nickname in the gang. And all these years, I thought it was a gang, a group of girls that LiB ran with, and I said it wouldn't be Libby. It was LiB or Libby throughout this story time tale. Okay, and my mom was like, no, Margot was the gang in the neighborhood because her size, her chubby factor. And I'm like, they called one person that you like, yeah, yeah, they got busy out there. So they had hands, you know what I'm saying, from what we was told. And not just my mom, I used to go uptown and do interviews for my mom's memoir that I wish my brother would publish. It's another topic. And I did interviews for my own memoir, which was pretty cool back in the days, going up there speaking to the elders, the old timers. I was very grateful. Yes, I did bring them wine and water and flowers and things. I didn't go to no elder's house empty handed. I was raised right, but it was just a great time doing the interviews then. So yeah, that's what the hood called them. All these years, I thought it was a group of girls, and what urban generation throughout the years, the gangs were a thing, before we were born. Okay, let me sip. Let me chill, because I go right into Margot, and you be like, you ain't finished with LiB. So, LiB is a polarized, in my opinion. Lord knows she don't voice her opinions about me. Let's be fair. And I used to look up to her like she used to look up to my mom. So, let's start there. According to my mom and people in Harlem and other people in the family, um, I won't, because people are still scared of her. She's very they yield to her. No, no, listen, don't be ashamed, anyone. Powder kegs are scary. There's nothing to be ashamed about. But in my opinion, people really yield to her. They fear her and things of that nature. Alpha type, A type personality. And I know why. Her son is in the first house. I think her moon is in the first house. So she has, the first house is ruled by Aries. You may already know this. And Aries is a fire sign. And it's the god of war. It's ruled by Mars. Aries leads the chart. And even though she's not in Aries, she's an earth sign. But having action in that first house, her sign is a quincunx with Aries too, which adds extra intensity to her. Because your first house is what you look like. Your first house is it's your first. It's a cardinal. Start things. The cardinal signs begin the season. It sets things off. But that's that alpha energy. That sun is in that first house. Sure enough. And back to Harlem in the 60s. So, according to what was told to me, she used to look up to my mom. Really look. Now the latter two really adored their mom. They all of them respected their mom, my grandmother. But the latter two really liked her. They loved and liked her. I'm not saying the others voiced they disliked her, but I can tell when I was interviewing back in the days, the respect was there, and pretty much that was it. You know, just like, oh, that's my mom. She did the best she could do, and da 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 da. Because you might know it was 6 kids in a 1 bedroom. Walk up in East Harlem. So it's in my mom's book. If God, if my brother publishes it, yeah, mommy paid me for that book too. I didn't want to take the money. Oh, mommy, thank you. But it was a lot of work, and I really enjoyed, she was speaking to the recorder, and I would type up, and I would interview her and record it and type up from there. So it was a huge undertaking, but I enjoyed learning about young her living in Harlem, and these different rich stories, compelling. But to get an idea for that area when they were growing up, there's another guy. Mommy knew him, Butchie. She Let me hush. It'll be in her book. He's a Libra. He wrote a book called The Hierophant of 100th Street. My mom knew him. They were cool around the way, and I won't say no more. Nothing against you, Butchie. You were young. You were young. Anywho, breathe. The Hierophant, like that card in the tarot deck, the five, the Taurus card, but he's a Libra, but both were by Venus. Hierophant of 100th Street. He writes very well. Yeah, if you want to learn more about the area your mom grew up in, and my mom, and coming of age and things of that nature. So she looked up to my mom. My mom said she would follow her. She's a little girl. They're 10 years apart. So if mommy's going to high school, she's a little girl. She got to go to homeschool, but she would follow my mom. And in certain mornings, and mommy would look back like, you can't follow me. You got to go to school. You got to go back. And I'm Generation X, latchkey kid. So you're like, she was outside that early and that young. Back in the days, yeah, little kids went on outside. Maybe that first couple of days, somebody will walk you to school. After that, you go to school with the kids on the block. And if you're late, you walk to school alone. You know what I mean? I wonder if millennials did the same. I'd ask my sister. You're a millennial. Did you walk to school alone? I don't know. We'll talk over the phone, girl. You got to write your memoir. Allie, please write your memoir. But it's very therapeutic to write out and document your history. Even if you never get it published, I tell people, you'll feel so good getting that stuff out your system. Type it out. It's like taking, well, this is one of my writing teachers said, it's like taking a good P or a good, number two. And the class, we laughed and like, what is he doing? But then you start typing and write, you're like, she's right. It's like really releasing something out of you as you type. But anywho, so she looked up to my mom, and oh yeah, mommy went across that big street. I don't know if that's Third Avenue. She went to was that Benjamin Franklin High School? It's since closed down, or they changed the name of the buildings, used for something else. But it's a big street, and she was like, "You can't cross the street. You got to go back." And mommy said she would just start crying, like she would just, break down crying, and mommy would try to console her and get her to go back. But mommy was always a stickler for time, very respectful of time. She got skipped in high school, very strong with her academia and getting to places on time. When she told me she got awards at work for not being late or absent in 11 years, I'm like, where do I get my tardiness from? And mommy was like, I don't know, it don't come from me. But yeah, mommy was very prompt with things of that nature, work and school. And she had to get her to go on back so she can get to school on time herself. But it was definitely, according to my mom, and at some points, Libby did admit it. Well, I'm saying Libby, I guess it's easier for me to say, I don't know. Lib did admit it over the years. I wouldn't ask her, but it would just come out like, oh, your mom was so pretty and dreamy. I used to look up to her, and until I woke up and realized, oh, I'm pretty too. I'm looking up at her for, and it would be always a backhanded compliment if she ever told my mother any type of. This is the '80s. I mean, junior high school. I used to go up to her place on Colgate Avenue back in the day. Yeah, junior high. Not every weekend, but I wanted to go up there some weekends. I thought she was the bee's knees, but I'm jumping the story. Oh, yeah, God, I hope her video isn't too long. Anyway, so, did each sibling have their own video? I think so. You don't even check this channel to see, Lord. Anywho, so, yeah, she was enamored with my mom. She'll never admit that. Now, at the funeral, I was surprised when she said my mom taught her how to sew. I was sitting there like, wow, she admitted that in public? Oh, wow. Because mommy would tell us that, and people say, don't let her hear you say that. That's that alpha A, you ain't teach me nothing. Just how you wouldn't treat your big sister. And mommy never used profanity, not even in her youth. She didn't drink or smoke or use profanity. She even called people names. I know you're like, really? No. But she's a melanated FBA woman. Of course, she has mood swings and attitudes. Like any other woman in America. Let me not just stay just FBA. But as far as calling someone out their name, she just didn't do it. Not even behind their back. She just didn't do it, and she didn't use any profanity. And a unicorn is what my mom has been called. But I did mommy video already. But this goes back and forth with my mom because she's my mom, so I learned a lot of these stories from her. Anyway, especially when you have to ask, why does she treat you that way? Did something happen in the past? And my mom's like, no, and the stories usually come out from there. But I got plenty of psychic readings when I did, and I'm asking. We get to the psychic readings later on. But anywho, so mommy had my brother at 16, and she went to Queens, some kind of girls' home for pregnant women back then. And she was very upset that, you're leaving me. And she's like, no, I got to go to Queens, and I'm pregnant. I got to have a baby. And, so that was something. And mommy didn't realize that was a big deal that she had to go to Queens, according to my mom. So mommy came back, and then she didn't stay. Once she had my brother, and they came on back, and she didn't stay that long. Once mommy got skipped because she wanted to prove to her mom, because her mom, their mother used to brag about my mom in the neighborhood. Oh, my daughter's so smart. She get A's and da 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 da. And, it's my star child. And so once mommy got pregnant, it embarrassed grandma. You know how the hood could talk. This is Harlem. You know how the hood could talk then and now. So grandma was embarrassed and humiliated, like, oh, your goody two shoes daughter. She's with child. What do we have here? You know how people are. And grandma didn't take no wood knickers, kicking ass and take. Never mind. Grandma may need her own video, according to what was told to me. But so she punished my mom, and mommy had to get out. It was just it's in mommy's memoir. So she went to Queens, and that lady was very nice where she went, and you need that kind of nurture if you're pregnant. But anywho, once she came back, of course, LiB was happy to see her, like, oh, yeah. But she didn't stay long. Once she got skipped and got a job, skipped in high school, got a graduation diploma, started some sort of, was it city college? One of them colleges, community colleges. Then she got a job. She found her an apartment in the Bronx, and she's like 17 and a half, going on 18. So LiB was very hurt that she did that. My brother had an accident. It'd be more detailed in my memoir. At 5. At 5. According to a psychic reading, never mind. That'd be in the memoir. Let's just say, according to the readings, this is alleged for entertainment purposes only, because we get delved into psychic work and all the readings. People some ladies buy pocketbooks and shoes and stuff. I used to do that. Not pre-burglary, I was into fashion. Post-burglary, no. But whatever money I came across post-burglary went to readings to figure stuff out. Okay. People like, oh, how do you know they was telling you truth? It was too specific. No way they could not know. Okay. Some people think readings of the devil. No, I think robbing a pregnant woman's place, I think that's of the devil. Then having an attitude after the burglary. Make it make sense. Oh, Lord. But anywho, no contrition, no, oh, God. Anyway, so, mommy's young herself with a new baby. Her mind is on taking care of her child, graduating from school and getting a better job and promotions, and she had goals, but she still loved her siblings, you know what I mean? And I don't know. She didn't take it well that mommy moved on with her life, and mommy thinks she's being a good. That's another thing. Mommy thinks she's being a good example. Like, I got out of school early. Now, they're both smart. LiB, all the siblings are smart. But I'm talking about academic. That's another type of smart, book smart. There's varying degrees of different types of smart. Street smarts etc., etc. Gardening, horticulture smarts, different, avenues of brilliance. So Libby and Margot, they, from what was told to me by them here, they got scholarships to Dalton, a private school. It still is. I reached out to Dalton. I'll get to that later on. I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't find the names. I don't know, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I know they went there because other people said they went there. So Dalton, what is going on? But anyhow, um, yeah. So mommy's, her young life. She's starting her life with her son and babysitters. That costs money. She's just, getting her young life together with her single parenthood thing. Okay, she's not trying to hurt any younger siblings, but according to the readers, and then something happened. I don't know if your sister told you this story, but the way Libby and Margot told us the story in the Bronx, Colgate Avenue, that glass table, pretty glass table, um, Libby is at the head of the table, Margot's at the other head, and me and your sister is sitting at the, and they used to let us sit in grown folk conversation. That's why we used to like to go up there. Well, let me speak for myself. That's why we used to like to go up there. Back in our day, you don't sit in grown folk conversation. Now, young people tend to air hustle, or you just so happen to be within ear range when they're talking, adults are talking. But where you could sit with them, now we couldn't break breath and voice and try to tell them how to. We couldn't steer the dialogue with her and Margot, no. But we could sit there. They was cool with it. Her Libby's kids would go to sleep, or they'll be in the living room eating fried chicken and French fries on the floor of the newspaper back in this paper plate. That's how it was back in the day. Looking at TV or whatever. But no, they spoke freely in front of us. Profanity. If your mom is a goody two shoes, it's the irony of life. My mom was called a goody two shoes. So anybody's mom that was out there just streetwise, I thought it was just exciting. And I'm no shade to my mom. I appreciate it now, her being a goody two shoes now that I'm grown and seeing what kind of world we in. But when you're young, it's exciting to be around women who match outside. What do young people call it, outside now? Their stories and then Libby was a singer. Her daughter can sing too, the oldest one. I don't know if the youngest one can as well, but she sung. She recorded some things. That's how she met her second husband. He played the bass, plus he was a math teacher, and he treated me well. Only one snare. We'll get to that in a minute. Um, yeah, he was very nice to me. Took me a Friendly's ice cream and just nice to me as a little girl. But just one snare. I'm like, huh? I got to ask him about that snare in my 40s. I ran into him in Westchester. He gave me his email, and I emailed him. And I asked him, when I was 10 years old, and you remember 9 or 10, and never mind. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh, this is just, and she want to tell my sister after the funeral, 2023, I messed up the family. I don't have that power. You have that power. You're the one everyone's scared of. How? And according to what my psychic readings and definitions have been saying about what you do behind the scenes. Oh, Lord, ancestors, help me get through this, Lord Jesus. Something happened. And even in my memoir, I wasn't as detailed. Because even though they told us the story as casual as if you would say pass the salt and pepper at the dinner table, and I'm looking like, huh? It started with her saying, Libby. She was like, "Oh no, I don't mess with. I'm not gonna mention the race. I don't mess with those type of men. And Margaret was like, "I know." And me and your sister look like, what do they know? What are they talking about? And then Libby got to explaining why she doesn't mess with that race of men. And it just, oh God, I'm not gonna say it because that's something that should be in their memoir. But according to my mom's what's it, third husband, good guy, blessings be upon his soul. He was sitting on the stoop with me in 1990 after the burglary, and he said, "I think they resent her for not being there for them during that crime." I'm like, well, No, I mean she came. When she found out, she came and it was very. She told me she was very consoling and crying. And he was like, no, no, no. They resent her not being there, not being there for them after the smoke cleared. I'm like, what do you mean there? They resent that she wasn't a victim too. And I'm on a stoop with talking to him like, what? Shouldn't they hate the criminals? No, they see her as some kind of luckiness or something. Like she just moved out by the skin of the the timing. I'm on a stoop like that's why they resent her. You see, and they resent her independence. She's not the can I borrow a dollar type of lady. She's always been independent. She's the perfect poster child for God bless a child that has their own. I'm like, but she worked hard and struggled for everything she has. And we weren't rich. Allie, we were not rich. Not by any stretch of the imagination. She just worked and worked and worked and worked. She had an Avon and Amway, and she worked very hard to save for a down payment for a house. And, we moved out. The hate was, we lived in the projects for 11 months. I didn't know that that was rare. I'm a little girl. I don't know if that's rare. But I'm like, why are, mommy, some people are congratulating you, some people being mean and giving you the evil. I didn't even know the term evil eye back then, but why they looking at you? Some were nice, like, oh my God, oh, you're moving to Queens. And others just, it was cold. People stopped buying Avon. It just, as if they thought the Avon money helped to get to Queens. I don't know. It was just, and then the Jehovah Witness lady was mean to her, and she was like, oh, I guess I'm not joining there. Just, the Jehovah Witness lady came to Queens to, to resume the study, and they did in the projects, and then made a scathing remark like, Jehovah, take this house. And mommy was like, where did that come from? Because it just came out of nowhere. They talking about, the Bible, and just, listen, Allie, you wise. Scorpions are psychological geniuses. You know what time it is with that. But as a little girl, I was startled. I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are they treating this way? These are your friends? But anywho, mommy just was about the business of upward mobility and hi papa and honest and saving. I'm talking to Allie, my cousin, and just saving and just trying to do better with herself. Oh my goodness, I'm in a forgiveness group. I may share this in there. I don't know if they got the patience to they probably listen to it over the weekend. I don't know. Weekends we do to that. I don't know. They may not have to pay because I'm hyperbolic, verbose, and quirky, eccentric. Not everyone. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. So they would have to have patience for what they call me, the Black Vera, Rose Nylon, the Black Rose Nylon, the Black Sinclair, and the Black no, Sinclair is black. I love you, Kim Coles. You look at their Reliving Single podcast. You're millennial. That I don't even know if you care about that show. I'm Gen X. I love that show. No, the millennials are watching Living Single. I think so. They mentioned it in the podcast. Yeah, I love that show. And I met Kim Coles in Atlanta. Never mind. I digress. But I got to tell her personally. People used to call me Sinclair. She was like, "Oh." I'm like, they sure did. And I was like, oh God, finally they were being compared to a black woman. Before it was Rose, Vera, and daggone Chrissy Snow. And I love those characters too, but I'm melanated. Well, I digress. Back to LiB. It just, the resentment just, oh God, the resentment that was revealed through the readings. But I could see it, how she treated my mom. Just, if you were a friend, a homegirl and came over, you would assume she was the oldest and my mom was younger than her by 10 years. The way she used to speak to mommy. No profanity yet. Not until that cold, stupid 1990. We'll get there. So, how the shift happen? Babe, can you bring me a cup of ice? It's hot in here. I had the fan on. It wasn't doing much. I may have to put some Florida water on the bristle of the broom and clean the blades of the ceiling fan, baby. This AC being, I don't know. Let me tell you, my godfather, my godfather was like, don't keep the AC on because the Saints don't like the AC. I'm like, the Saints don't like the AC. He said, no, they come from hot climates, Benin and Alkebalon and Cuba. He said they can't work in AC. No, babe, don't cut the fan. I got the candle. That's why I cut the fan off because it blows a flame. We need that type of smoke. Literally, no. And then the Saints don't like AC. Ugh. So I analyzed the same. I analyzed it so much that the AC went out. I think. You know, I overanalyze something. Ask them why y'all don't like AC. They was like, we could show up better than we could tell them. And then the AC broke, Daddy. Lord, we gotta get that thing fixed. No shade, Saints, man. Yeah. Yes, cousin. Your cousin is Ifa centric to boot. Okay. I shall. Macaroon, I shall. Anyway, yeah, Baba said they like heat. Um, Papa, can you get me a cigar, please? Please. All right. Ice in the cigar. The cigar is in my pocketbook. Do you see the peach bag? You see the peach floral print bag? You're going to see a black bag in there that got the cigar in it. Can you light it for me? It'll help me. This is bedtime stories. I'm talking to my cousin. I think she's spiritual, Papa. I think she know what Ifa is. The Scorpios, they don't miss nothing. They may not join, but they don't need to know basis. Okay, Aries too. They need to know. I ain't gonna join, but I need to know what's this. Okay. Anyhow, I shall. So the resentment when they mom passed, when grandma passed, um, Natasha told me the boys went to, because I'm like, but they would be older. I don't know. Tasha said the boys went to a boys' home. I'm like, boys, but they would be older in the 70s. No, they would. I don't know. I assume they had to. In the 70s, Uncle Ty was that dude. Have you seen Nicky Barnes with the pinky finger? I don't know if he was with that clique. I don't know, but he was that guy in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this is not him telling me. This is the hood telling me. You know what I'm saying? So I would say he had his own place in the 70s. I don't know when they went to the book. I think that was news to me. This is why I interviewed Tosh too. Interview her too. Well, she interviews me. I'm an older cousin, but she still has tidbits I didn't have. I'm like, she believes we're related to Bumpy Johnson and Robert Johnson. Oh Lord, I hope the public don't get hold. Allegedly, we don't know for sure, but she stays in that ancestry. I don't. Some people don't trust ancestry. No shade to the Lord. I said, you see how free you talk when you ain't got no daggone crowd, Lord. But what I'm saying is, I don't know how to edit this stuff. She searches our DNA lineage, okay? So that's the cousin definitely to kick it with, all right? Because I don't have coinage for those companies, and the spiritual crowds I move in don't damn well trust them. I digress. Back to LiB. So, oh God, Papa, can you put another water in the fridge? It's hot as the cootie brown. Ooh, man, he was so hot. Was that dickhead band that was so hot? Papa, bring me a roll of paper towel. And I'm bucket naked and I'm still hot. At least I'm burning calories. I got, what's your moon? Because a Scorpion got patience for all this. That's what I said. Listen to me when you about to get in the bed and get the lavender essential oil with the diffuser and a chamomile tea. You need all that for me, Lord, no. You may need, what else is soothing? Kava chips. I don't know. Just hang tight. Did your sister ever tell you I was eccentric? She may use another word, the word being with D. The word's used for either bunker. I don't know. It doesn't hurt. I'm inured and numb to it because I love those characters. Now, if I didn't like those characters, it would hurt. But I like them. But I know they're an acquired taste. I forget which episode of Reliving Single podcast Kim Cole speak to that. Yeah. I love them. All them ladies. Anywho. So, they went, the girls went to live with mommy on 116th Street. The boys are men, so I'm like, Tasha, ain't gonna no boys. Ain't gonna no boys group camp in the 70s. That's when Grandma passed. So I don't know what Uncle Guitar Slim went. I just imagine they had their own place. You know, these grown men in their 20s, they had their own place. So. No, let me think. Were they in their 20s or teens? It's the early 70s. So mommy is 24. Maybe they were in their teens. Because I said, no, they went there after grandma died. And I'm on the phone with her like, as men? She's like, no, I think they were boys. Maybe they were teens. Oh, God, such a mystery. Oh, thank you, baby. And your mom had her own place. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Talking to Allie. Oh, he says hi. You met her? I don't think so. I think you met her on that Zoom for mommy's birthday that year. Briefly, I think you walked by. Probably met the whole family. Oh, he says hi, Allie. Yeah. So, oh God, it's hot. So they went to live with mommy. By this time, she was on 116th Street with two kids, my older brother and me. I arrived, and I figured it was a cute apartment. Those apartments were big in Harlem back then. But they allegedly had slumlords, so the square footage wouldn't matter. You dealing with critters and God. You seen the movie The Super with that short actor? Not is it Danny DeVito? Papa, who played in Casino? And he told the fat banker, Casino is a classic. Um, it's two short actors. I love their work. Danny DeVito and the guy who played in The Big Kahuna. What's his name? Is that Danny DeVito? I get their names mixed up all the time. Short actors. One is Italian and the other one is, I think, regular Caucasoid. I can't think of the Big Kahuna. That advice he gave that guy at the end of the movie. Classic. Classic. And Casino, I think that's Danny DeVito. Now, how did Danny DeVito come into the mix? Never mind. Oh, yeah, he's a star. Whoever it is, this is the star of the movie Super. To give you an idea of Harlem tenements back in the day. Cousin, Lord Jesus. But they were huge. Just huge apartments. I hear that they renovated a gentrification. They made those huge apartments like 2 and 1 or 3 apartment studios. Oh, mommy had some big places in Harlem back in the days, but you had to go the water cut off. You got to go get the water out the hose and downstairs just we couldn't the waiting list for the projects. Okay, it'd be like, oh, y'all got running water up in there. Hi, baby. What you finna do? What you gonna do? You think that that fan? Oh wait, is this the plug here? I know. I'm hot. Ah! Push it. Oh, push it. Okay. Does it work? I'm talking about the family history per my record. Oh, that feels fantastic, baby. Put it where you want it. Thank you. I'll put it over here, pure survival. Oh, this feels fabulous. Oh, this is the menopause. My menopause. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'll put it back in the finish. All right, baby. Came in your bedroom. Thank you. What you doing? What you doing? I couldn't sleep, so I'm just wandering around. Okay, salute. I feel much better. He brought the baby fan from the bedroom. I'm in the office. I know details, right? Anyway, so yeah, they as teenagers, them young girls themselves. I think LiB was 15. Don't quote me. And 3 years apart from Margot. Is it 12? Yeah, 12. They went to live with my mom, and my mom is in her 20s, and she has 2 kids of her own in 116th Street. I was 5 when a distinctly moment. Let's get it because they stayed. LiB stayed till she got married and had 2 kids of her own. She got married. This is her telling me this because she used to brag about the girl she beat up. And, I'm young, junior high school. Like, you ever fought my mom? And she was like, no. I was like, oh, okay. And thank God that was a close call. And I'm thinking, she's going to tell me why. Because, I honored my big sisters from what my mom told me. But that's not what she said. At the beginning of the memoir, what she said, why she never fought her. But anyhow. But she did say she came close. I'm like, why? Because why she wanted to marry Junior. Never mind. In the memoir, in the memoir. So at at five is when the first time I remember seeing her wrath. I told you about Uncle Todd when it was 5 years old, Lord. And keep in mind, I am very skinny as a little girl in Harlem. I didn't get plump till we moved to Queens. Bony, thin as a rail, and quiet. So mute, mommy took me to a speech doctor to see if something was wrong. Very quiet. Back then, that's what I thought they wanted from children. Because it was a saying, kids are to be seen and not heard. I was trying not to be seen or heard for the most part, but I'm like, oh, kids supposed to be quiet. So I went and it was comfort for me. I just started being quiet. But very quiet. To the point that, mommy was like, and the teacher was like, well, does she talk? When I got to kindergarten and pre-K. Mommy said the doctor said she could talk, but she doesn't want to. And the teacher was like, why? He was like, she just doesn't want to. She'll talk when she gets ready, is what the doctor told me. And boy, am I talking when I get ready. Okay. Whew. Make up for lost time, I tell you. But someone else told me that's Mercury retrograde. That's another topic. The Mercury retrograde is the reason I was a really quiet kid. Also, it's so five. Uncle Ty hits me by the ice cream truck because I paid for my own ice cream. I didn't know he bought the ice cream truck out. I didn't know. And I didn't know that was a crime to buy your own goddamn ice cream. But I didn't cry. I was stunned. I couldn't believe. So no one had hit me. My mom hadn't hit me. My big brother ain't hit me. Uh, no aunts had hit. No one has ever hit me. Not even another kid in school. He's the first to hit me. And for some reason, I thought about his birthday, y'all birthday. I don't know if it's because of the 5 digits on the hand, but I just thought about his birthday. Ike Turner has that birthday. No shade to your birthday, cousin. No shade to your birthday. But I'm like, what in that month? I didn't start reading the astrology books I was always into it somehow. Like it just wouldn't leave me. But to go get a book wasn't until Todd Bridges walked across that screen. And when I was in 3rd grade, was that 8 years old? When Different Strokes came on TV. As soon as he walked across that screen, I didn't know his birthday. Well, his sign. I didn't get into wanting to know your birth date. I got into numerology, the numbers. I was like, what is the sign? I needed to know. Nobody in school knew. My homegirls were like, girl, I didn't know his sign. I know he cute. Willis, ain't he cute? I'm like, y'all know his sign? It was like, no. And I knew to go to the library. Yeah. So he's the inspiration for me to start taking books out the library on it. And I'm 8, you know what I mean? I have a cute little library card. Oh. And I was late taking them back. And it was like 10 cents a day. Is it still 10 cents a day? I don't know. Anyhow. My allowance was only $5 a week. But my older brother always gave me extra money. Gratitude. He still does if he has it. It's Harlem. I think it's just we from Harlem. I think that's just what Harlem cats did and do. Do they still do it? I know Allie's like, grind from Harlem. In the event. But yeah, I had the money to pay the late fee allowance and whatever he get. And he'll give you money just because. That allowance for mommy came when you do your dishes, your chores, everything should be what it should be by Friday if you need to get this allowance. And that's cool. It teaches you about work, and work in the real world. Hold on. So, this is about Margot, right? Not Margot. This is LiB. Because I'm all of them into Uncle Ty. And you probably had the ice cream story in his video. If you didn't, yeah, it was terrible. And all the little kids, little boys giving me their ice cream, Harlem, baby. I was like, I don't want it. No, thank you. No, thank you. They was like, why did he do that? And I was like, I don't know. And the other little kids said, that's because he bought the ice cream truck out. And you were supposed to stand online with us and wait. I'm like, I didn't know. No one teased me. Kids can be cruel. No one really teased me They was trying to explain what happened, and the little boys was offering me their ice cream, and I wasn't in the mood to eat no damn ice cream. And I had a sweet tooth. I was skinny. I wasn't a foodie then, but I had a sweet tooth. As never mind. Back to LiB. You see, I'm not cogent. Not the church. Cogent with a T. And all my college professors said that about the papers I wrote. They was like, it's good, but it's all over the place. You're not cogent. I'm like, it's the kind of moon I was born under. They like that shit. Those professors, see, melanated people, I don't know they got patience. Caucasoid professors, no shade. I'm Caucasoid, I mean no insult if you're Caucasoid listening. This is just how we speaking in my study groups back then. Never mind. Um, Anything eccentric, they want to know. But Aries rules Caucasians. You get it? Did I tell you Aries and Scorpio on a need to know basis? Gemini and Virgos are nosy too. Not nosy, but they mercurial. They're Mercury. They're like, oh, they're curious. Like, okay, what's that? What's going on? And Virgo want the details. They rule the details. Virgo rules women, unmarried women. The mistress of the zodiac is Virgo. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Other women, of course, Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, Capricorn the father. Like I know you're probably like, well, the Emperor is the father of the tarot. That's the tarot. Capricorn is the father, Saturn of astrology. They trying to gentrify that. Don't believe it. We don't believe no 13th sign either. Okay, ookie pookie. Get with Sister Myra, cousin. She says it's really 6 zodiacs, not 12. Because your opposite side is a coin. Like one side is Scorpio, the other side is Taurus, but it's the same entity. You know what I mean? The opposition is the side of the flip side of the coin. Sister Amara, I met her. Oh, what am I doing? I love you, Sister Amara. Oh, Capricorn, love her. Anyway, I got readings. I love her. Yeah, I love her. You know, we are taught the 13th is the midheaven. Is pardon me, public. I don't got no public traction here, but 13th is the way out. That's the midheaven, the way out of the astral belt. It's not the way back in. So Ophiuchus, we not, and that's to confuse the masses, the future generations. You know, Sagittarius, they're Sag, they saying they Ophiuchus, messing up people's signs. And sidereal, that's spelled on the side of real. Do you see the spelling? I remember Dahudi Ma'at his video on it. I miss him. He's Taurus fixed. When he said he ain't coming back to YouTube, he meant it. We was like, oh, he'll be back. No. And he ain't come back with his own channel. I was like, no, he fixed sign. He meant it. Taurus, you know what I'm saying? He had a video on Sidereal. He said, I deal with Western astrology because I was born in the West. He's from California, but Western astrology is us, America, you know. Tropical. Bless. Anyway, I digress. I love astrology. Todd Bridges Willis. He's the inspiration for me going to get the book. I needed information on him. And the librarian helped me. She was like, I don't know about the book, but we could find magazines, articles. She helped me find his birthday. I was like, Gemini. Yelled it. She was like, oh my. And I went and took out a book on Gemini. Never mind. Me and my 8-year-old self. When Charlene walked across that screen, Janet Jackson, oh, my crush for him was crushed. Dissipated. I digress. But anywho, I love Mike Evans too. The first Lionel Jefferson, not the second one, the first one. And I saw him with Jenny, and I ain't feel nothing. The crush was still active. You know? Maybe because it's Janet Jackson. I don't know. Nothing against Jenny. They're both beautiful sisters. And they're melanated. I think they're FBA. But no, the crush for Mike Evans sustained. Something in how he used to talk to Archie Bunker. Is this redundant? Is this not the videos? Okay, I digress. Back to LiB. So 5 years old. I'm at an hour, nearly. Okay. 5 years old, sitting next to her. I'm gonna try to expedite. You're probably sleeping. This is bedtime stories. You sleep. You sleeping. Anyway, you can rewind when at your leisure or not. It's very cathartic for me right now. Spilling. So ventilent. I like that term, ventlet. One lady in the forgiveness group, she was like, "What is ventlet?" I gotta respond to that. Venting, and lint. You know the lint that you gotta use a roller to get off your wool jacket. I don't know if she would. appreciate that term. Well, it's my term, and I appreciate it. I coined it. Anyway, Allie, back to the 70s. I'm 5. So I'm sitting next to Lib at my mom's sewing machine. Now, sitting next to my mom as she sewed, lovely experience. You know, she cut the pattern. She'd tell me to do this, do that, and I'll follow the instructions. And just sitting next to her and learning how to make clothes. Oh, back then they made clothes. If you find the Mama Pill and Blue Pill video, I hope it's still up, because she mentions it. I think they're from Brooklyn though, but she mentions how back then women just sewed their clothes. Things were too expensive, but you can afford a pattern and some fabric. You can make yourself some pretty spring dresses. And mom did that. She used to make us matching outfits. It was really, really cute. And to me, it was cute and adorable. But that was Harlem. Afros and cute dresses you made, and big hoop earrings, and just pretty women. 7th Avenue, Sunday dressed, those ladies dressed to the nines, white gloves when they went to church, and just fly. The stuff you made, it was just amazing. Melanated people, just so talented, just beautiful. But anyway, so this day I'm sitting next to Lib, mommy's half sister, and just was a different experience. She was asking me to do things like mommy would, help her here, help her here, there. And little kids have bundles of energy, and we kids are curious. Aries and Leo rules children. If you're in astrology, but I thought it was just Leo. It's Aries as well. I'm not cogent. Stay on course. So, um, look up the. Never mind. I don't. I'm gonna get into that. Let me stay the course. Okay, focus. So she asked me to stick a stick pin in one of those fabric tomatoes. You know the fabric tomato you stick the pins in? And I did that. She's too scary then too not to listen to. So I did as I was told. I'm gonna tell you, I was a good little girl and quiet. There's no back. They hated back talk back then. Don't give me back talk. Okay, baby boomers, parents, the silent generation parents, don't give me back talk. Don't you dare. So I'm quiet. I'm all these things that they say kids are supposed to be. I didn't like eating my food though. Veggies, none of it. I was into cookies and cake and sweet things. Yeah, I'm still have a sweet tooth. God. Anyway, but other than not wanting to eat my food, I was a good little girl. So I did as I was told, and then she's still sewing, and you hear the machine, and I'm looking, and I'm curious, and I'm studying and everything, and then she goes, "Okay, give me back that pen." But all the pens look the same in the tomato. It's my mom's machine and her cloth tomato. Never mind, that just dawned on me. These are my mama's items. Now that probably been home fabric she bought, whatever Libby was making. I'm trying to prevent myself from saying her real name. Help me, spirit, ancestors. Anyway, I shall. So she wanted a stick pin with a pearl tip or something. It's some unique stick pin. And I barely talk, so I'm like, I don't remember that one. It's like painful to get words out. With Mercury retrograde, I know why now, but she was like, I distinctly told you to stick it in. One of my big words, one of my big first words was distinctly. The way she kept repeating, I distinctly told you. And she was looking for it, just frenetically looking and telling me, help me find it. And I'm trying to find this pearl tip. It was some kind of unique stick pin. She swore she told me to stick in that tomato, and it would stand out the way she was describing. So I'm like, okay, it's not a tomato. So I'm looking all around, and she was like, oh, don't move that. And I'm like, well, how are we gonna find it if I don't move the stuff around? I'm thinking it. I'm not saying it because I'm 5, and I'm telling you, that was one of my quote unquote what little kids call big words, distinctly. The other ones, of course, was when you get to school, you hear other kids say, oh, she's conceited. Oh, they instigating. I'm like, oh, those are 2 big words. And I was into reading books. Mommy bought me so many books, Lord have mercy. That whole, always travel with a book in case you have to in case the train stop or the bus stop. Who knows? You have something to read. Always travel with reading material. Mommy would say. Always travel with a book. When I went to French, she had fun. Lord, did she put books in that bag and other luggage? Never mind. Oh, let me take a sec. Anyway, um, so whatever stick pin she was looking for, she couldn't find, but she was yelling, "I distinctly told you." Think, and I don't think my mom was home because you're like, "Well, where's your mom?" She wasn't home. It felt like it was no one there but us. And at this time, it's my mom, my brother, and Margot. I don't think she had kids by then. I'm not sure. If she did, it would be just her oldest son, and he would be a baby if she had kids by then. But I don't, it just felt like it was just us in the house, and I didn't cry, but I was just stupefied. I was bewildered because I don't remember a stick pin that looked different. The stick in the tomato. I distinctly told you. It was like no wire hangers. No wired hangers. Did you see the movie Mommy Dearest? Uh, Joan Crawford? The book is better. You know, of course, they call the adopted daughter Liar Christina. But no wired hangers that angry. If that movie's on YouTube, if you've never seen it. She was an Aries, Joan Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But Aries rules rage, and it's ruled by Mars, you know. But anyway, so she's yelling like that, like I distinctly told you, stick it in a tomato. And this is the first person to yell at me because by now my mom hadn't yelled at me. No one had. My older brother, no school teachers, no. So I shuddered like, and all I could think to do was just keep looking for the stick pin, and I don't know. The rest of that day was pretty much a blur. I know I wanted my mom to come home. No, I didn't tattle on her to my mom. Because I tell you, I thought my mom was scared of her too. Then and throughout the years, okay? And that's another thing with young parents. What could she do? She has to, their mom passed. You got to help her sisters. But I think if you're scared of a sibling, I don't know what could you do if you got to help them. I don't know. But if you're scared of a sibling, I don't think you should let your children see that. Because all the power they had for you was shifted to the sibling you're scared of. You know what I mean? Even if they can't talk it or articulate it, you know, because this, again, her brother's the first to hit me, and her half sister, half brother, and half sister were the first to, one verbally assaulted me, the other one physically assaulted me, and I'm a little skinny little girl. A threat to no one, then or now. Unless people who hate truth, they see, some see truth as a threat. The late, great author Mr. James Baldwin told us about why they hate truthers. Quote, this may be a paraphrase quote. What he said? He said, if you can succinctly articulate why someone violated you, you're no longer a victim. You just became a threat. End quote, paraphrased. And I never forget reading that. I'm like, huh, what does that mean? Well, the violence is Aries, and being able to speak about what happened is Libra, which is Aries opposite. You see the coin? So Libra rules the seventh house. It's older than Aries. Aries is the first sign, but the youngest. It used to be called the infant of the zodiac. This is in books, not my opinion. Taurus was called the toddlers. Gemini was called the playful twins. You know, little kids twins. Gemini's are playful, yeah. But any event, but Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, but it's also the the baby. It's they cry. They do cry. Yeah, but when Tina Marie said I'm young and I'm old, that's a scarab. They call it the crab, but it's a scarab. The that's immortality. The mother. You see why they call that disease? Oh, allegedly they don't like women. They name that. I digress. Shout out to Nancy. She was she owned a crystal shop in Westchester. We used to chill. I buy crystals. That store was dope. Oh, I cried when it closed. But she walked up to me at a gym, crystal gym show. And she was like, she knows in astrology. She was like, why did they name that disease? She's a cancer. Nancy's a cancer. She said, why did they name that disease cancer? I said, according to the studies, I said, well, they don't like women. She was like, I don't get it. I'm like, well, cancer's the mother of the zodiac. She was like, oh. But never mind. Shout out to Nancy. But anywho, but for entertainment purposes only when I speak about astrology and psychic stuff. Okay. um, Fair Use Act 1976, is that applicable here? Just import it all. Okay? But again, note this is not a popular channel, so just don't get your knickers in a knot if you're not agreeing with any of this. Oh Lord, Allie, you got to cover the bases, okay? But so the distinctly thing, then the ice cream truck thing, and I when I'm alone in my mama's room reading my books, I'm like, what kind of siblings does my mother have? This is before my older brother started being abusive. Child. Black sheeps are real. We're the chosen one. They say that Lord have mercy. But at this moment, my mama nor brother never hit me, so I don't know. I'm like, where these siblings come from? Can they go back wherever they came from? These are my thoughts as a little girl. So I'm like, do not sit next to her while she's sewing again, if you can help it. When she's sewing, stay clear away from her. Okay, and that's what that was for me. All right. So the next moment with LiB, I'm 7. She's moved out by now. She's moved out. I want to say Margot did too. She went to live with Ty. So it's just me, mommy, and my brother in the house on 116th Street. And mommy got me ready. Yeah, so it was just us. I was seem happier when it was just us. Because throughout, you ask my sister, throughout the decades, somebody always lived with us. Some family member or boarders, sometime at the same time. But it felt more like a home when it was just mommy and us, the kids. But mommy's like Forrest Gump's mother that let those rooms out, and that was big back then. When family would migrate from the south, you would just stay with family members so you get on your feet. So, mommy felt she was doing, the Lord's work, letting people live with her. Some paid, some didn't. Anyway, but back to 7 years old. Uh, I think it's too like I didn't say this one. If I said this, let me go really quickly. Mommy got matinee tickets for us to go see The Wiz on Broadway with Stephanie Mills, whom I loved then as a child and now as a woman. Love Mama Stephanie Mills. I call her Mama Mills, Aries. So mommy was like, I'm going to go to work. My thing is, why we just didn't stay home and went right to the daggone theater? But mommy and her work ethic and how she feels about school, forget about it. So mommy was like, I'm going to go to work, and I'm gonna leave early because I guess she had some time, some free time on the books. I don't think she would use sick time because that's not what she would do with her work ethic. So she probably had some sort of free time. I don't know. Or maybe just ask for the afternoon off. She was like, I'm gonna do a couple of hours. I'm gonna come back uptown. I'm gonna pick you up from school. And we're gonna go see the play. I was like, thank you, mommy. And it was such a big deal because it wasn't my birthday. It was like just because. It wasn't, I don't know. Was it the holidays? It was like a just because gift. It was. She got me all dolled up. Mary Jane shoes, ruffle socks, those cute dresses that tie a bow in the back. Did my hair, which I'm very tender headed. So that in the morning, her doing it, I was like, oh god. But did it all pretty, cute little big afro puffs. It just adorable. So she said, give this note to your teacher. She took me to the school door, went to school, gave the note to the teacher, and the note, I can tell, the note said, I will pick her up early. Bum, 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 bum. Fine. So I'm sitting in class, and the time is ticking, and they had the clock, right above the chalkboard. You can see the time. School lets out at 3 o'clock, and as it inched closer to that time, I knew mommy wasn't coming. And I was very worried because mommy was very reliable, known for being reliable. Her integrity. People say, oh, you can set your clock to her. And just known for being reliable, dependable, and on time. I can't stress to you how she respect time. And she respect being impeccable with her word. Like the just forgiveness group with being impeccable with your word. We're going over the 4 agreements by Ruiz, Mr. Ruiz, Dom Ruiz. And the first one's be impeccable with your word. And mommy, a lot of elders back then said, if your word ain't no good, you're no good. Your word is your bond. And that was big, big back then. I think it still is what it should be. Your word is your bond. Or just don't say it if you ain't sure, was what they used to say as well. So if I'm not seeing her walk through the school, through the classroom to the door to get me, in my young mind, my 7-year-old psychology, something happened. I don't know if she took the train back uptown or she took a bus, something, a cab. I don't know. Just something happened. So again, I'm naturally quiet, so I'm not crying loud, but that one tear is coming down my cheek. And I'm not sniffling loud, but it's clear when the teacher looked at me like, oh my. So she brings over Kleenex to me. She's very, very loving teacher. I wish I remember her name. Very, very compassionate. And she just whispers to me, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. So I use a tissue. I wipe my one tear. And I try to pull myself together. And don't you know, by 3 o'clock, who darkens the doorway? My mom, flanked by her half-sister LiB, dressed to the nines, heels, 70s women with those pretty afros, just looking good, okay? And in that moment, I said, this woman intercepted my ticket. Yes, I said intercepted. I heard my mom. My mom was my God and my goddess. Till she took me to church, I thought she was God. Just like that lady said on Fix My Life. Oh my goodness. Just beautiful. She looked like an angel standing there with let me chill. I was gonna say with somebody next to her on her shoulder. Who? Let me just chill because I'm still look the fear. I'm still trying not to offend her, and I ain't spoken to her in over 20 years. All right, we've been excommunicated over 20 years. Oh Jesus, we're eternally excommunicated. Okay, let me take a sip. I'm parched. This thing only goes for 3 hours. I'm an hour in. Oh Lord, let me get through this. The impression she made on our life. Oh my God. You know when Toni Braxton sat at the table in the Young Will Fix My Life episode? She was like, I'm not a fan of any of them. She's a Libra. I'm not a fan of any of them. I'm like, Toni, bro, I know how you feel. I don't mind being disliked because usually the sentiment is mutual. Or I'm indifferent, which is even better. I love indifference. It's to me, it's light, it's liberating. People like, oh, indifference. Hate ain't the opposite of love. It's indifference. No, the hell it ain't. I'm a rock out with my psychology classes I'm taught. And Erica Badu said it too. Once on the stage at SOBs in New York back in the day. Fear. Fear. Fear is the opposite of love. Because she said, out of fear comes the hate and da 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 da. I'm like, yes, yes, EB girl. That's what my professor said. It's fear and it's not indifference. I know Tyra Banks had an episode on ANTM telling that girl indifference is the opposite. No, Tyra Banks. No. Fear is the opposite of love. Medi, real love. LUV, love. I like LUV, Will's acronym for it. Listening, understanding, validating. Yeah. Because the etymology for love, LOVE, is lewd, LEWD. According to our studies, Dr. Yafa Bayashe, shout out to her. But people like, oh no, it's evolve. To each his own. Different schools of thought. Because how you spell love backwards, in reverse. I know live in reverse is evil. So anybody going against life, that's how you deem evil. Devil in reverse is lived. Anybody going against lived, living is deemed the devil. I digress. I know it's the Capricorn card in Tarot. I digress. I say I digress. I should just take a sip every time I say I digress. Yeah, the chamomile tea. Anyway, so I knew it. I said she intercepted my ticket, and for you to do that to my mom, like make her break her word to her only daughter at the time, and I'm like, this powder keg is powerful. Oh my God, But according to psychic readings, when mommy was carrying me, she would touch my mother's stomach. She's a little girl. When she's 12, 11, she would touch my mom's stomach and think things and wish things because she felt that we were replacing her, me and my older brother. But definitely didn't want no girl because a baby girl really replaced her. I'm like, Lord, allegedly, according to my psychic readings, what she was thinking, wanting me to be a boy or wanting me to be AB'd, unalived. She just didn't want anyone to take my mother's affections from her. According to psychic readings for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, that's what my readers told me. just, I'm like, what kind of little girl thinks like that? And she'd be like, witches are born. Yeah, but do you know you're a witch when you're little? You know you have a will. You're willing something to be. So I don't know. It's a wonder I wasn't a bull dagger AG's. Do they? Oh Lord, YouTube, forgive me. Can you say that on YouTube? But it's a wonder I wasn't a stud. You can say stud on YouTube, right? Pardon the other word. I'm Gen X. That's what they could said it back then. And no shade, no shade. I had a rainbow pads. I never munched carpet, but God, I digress. Lord, it's just, but just the and then I got karma for that. Oh, in the memoir, girl, Allie, in the memoir, in the memoir, in the memoir. Just, I'm not saying that all um, rainbow people get karma for being a rainbow person, but if you, it's innate. What the guy Smart said in the interview, if it's not innate and you do it anyway. No, okay, all right, moving on along to this LiB video here. Per my recollection, and she'll say I'm a liar. Here's the good news, LiB. People believe you. You're a powder keg. Why would they not believe you? So you needn't worry about this video. It's not a popular channel. No, thanks to things you allegedly did, it's not going to be a popular channel, okay? So you needn't worry, okay? Maybe Allie will believe you over me. I know that make your ego happy. I'm vent lit, okay? Very therapeutic to me, very therapeutic. You're too scary to lie on. Jesus. Ugh. That's why I got the courage to lie on her. Oh, God. And I'm too old and lazy to lie. I don't even have the energy to lie. Oh, Lord. But anywho, not all this pain caused. Oh, God. But I guess the psychic part, she could say, well, you're going to believe these psychics. They're not of God. From what they tell me, you. Mm-mm. All right, let me go ahead on. All right, so the Wiz ticket. And to my mother's credit, she did make it up to me that weekend. She took me to see it. But it's not the same high. The weekend, there's no school. There's no school. And then mommy is so big on school, for her to take me out for a half day, this is not sanctioned by the Board of Ed. That was a big deal to me. That's huge. Mommy don't play about school. So she made it up to me. We did go. And she got me backstage. I got to meet Miss Stephanie Mills. It was beautiful, but it's not a. And I know you like in the play called The Wizardry. I don't know. It's bigger than. And people stay focused on. Well, she made it up to you. What's the problem? The problem is it's not just the Wiz ticket. Somebody intercepted and you allowed it. As a parent, would you allow someone to intercept a ticket a day you had planned with your baby? Could it be that easy that somebody can just intercept and take the child's ticket and sit there, rump in a child's seat? As a parent, they can do it to me with mine. Just how does that even happen? And they were both standing there looking at me like, "Hi." It just, I don't know. Just when we got out of school, we parted ways. We went to the apartment. And I guess LiB went her way, wherever she was going. I don't know. And mommy was being nice that night. She got me ice cream, and I was able to eat it before dinner. That's a no-no. She knew my sweet tooth, and so she did show some sort of contrition. She did, but it still shifted something. The number 7, Lord, we ain't gonna get into numerology, but it shift. You know what 7 is? It shifted something. The Bible has the number 7 in it 700 times, and the reason they named 7 days a week allegedly because the pale powers behind the scenes wanted to find a way to weaken the 7, the weaken. Oh shit! That's what. Oh shit! The phonetics. Never mind, Lord. And Erica Badu named her firstborn 7. You think she was gonna name him that? You know, I digress. But at age 7, something shifted. It was a changing of the guards. Although I was sort of disgusted that an adult would intercept a child's seat like that, but it was a changing of the guards. Like, who is this woman that has this power over my mom? I became fascinated and curious, and it's like how some girls like the bad boy. I don't know, but I'm like, who is this person? Oh goodness! And then you start looking for other mommies. Now I love my mom, I do, but I don't know how I celebrated her. It just shifted. It was different. You know, you're looking for other mommies on TV and just looking for other mommies. For some reason, I wanted Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad's mom. I'm like, whoever their mom is, must be she got to be great. She has to look at these sisters, how they get along. Their mom must be. You know, you just start searching the TV like that could be my play mom in my mind. I'm a little kid, but Patrice Rushen, I was like, that's my mom. You know, little kids look out the window back in the days, would be on the block. That's my car. I was just looking like, okay, that's my mom. That's her. And no shade to my mom. When we moved to Queens, I said it out loud. But this archetype of a mom, Hollis Queens, Lord Jesus, was one White Castle, and I didn't get to Queens yet, but she had a bad. Her sons were behind. Like, you know, most you usually embarrass your sons coming outside to fight for them, with them. Most, you know, that boys back then, you know, Gen X, they would be embarrassed. Mom, go in the house, you embarrassing. No, not these niggas. They was like, yeah, mom. Yeah, she would shit. The term with the shits wasn't out in the 80s, but anyway, she was this mom was toe to toe, face to face with other guys, strong, virile, teenage, muscle bound boys with height over her. She had that back, mommy, your mama. Yes, Lord, mommy of your mama. Yeah, it was. I remember looking out the window. Mommy had a big car back there, and I was like, I wish that was my mom. You know, how kids just honestly breathe their truth. And mommy spun around from that daggone driver's seat like the Exorcist. She's like, what did you say? What did you say? I'm like, oh, no, nothing, nothing. But, but okay, let me move it on. I didn't realize that my mom was a big deal into group therapy in my 30s. Because those women in group therapy, that's why I stopped group therapy. Because those women in group therapy, their moms did unspeakable things like selling them for drugs or things that they would describe. And I was like, oh my God. So for them to hear my mama didn't do drugs or liquor or cigarettes or nothing, and I'm complaining, oh child, they was ready to fight me. I had to find a whole other type of therapist. I was like, oh no, I don't think this one is either. No. So others that make you appreciate your mom. Yeah, it's like a video game. How did the therapist say it? You got to meet people at their level. You have to. She said I had to be in a group with other responsible mothers that broke their heart. You can't be in a group with mothers who did things, unspeakable things, and because those women can't relate to you. They would cut off their left nipple to have your mother, is what she told to me. She said, they can't relate. You have a mother to pay the bills? And they would say, your mother ain't put bills in your name? I'm like, no, all bills are in her name. And you're complaining about her? Like, they wanted to fight me in therapy. I'm like, oh, this bitch is crazy. I got the hell on out of there, okay? And that copay was too high anyway. But let me. So when you get older, you appreciate your mom paying the bills, and as a little kid, that's your normal life. You don't know that's special until someone is telling you that's special. Your mother had a high credit score. You don't know that that's a big deal till you get grown and get in the world yourself. You know what I mean? For me, that's what it was. But anyway, it's a big deal if you're in the hood. Let me be specific, because somebody who was raised in an area where all the women had good credit scores and paid their bills and didn't do drugs. You know, I'm not talking to you. That's your normal neighborhood. But if you're from the hood and your mom operates like that, yeah, that's a big deal to a lot of other people. It's a huge deal. And just responsible. She just was just a responsible lady, and never bragged, and just but still had haters. Being responsible, you can get haters. Just it's weird how one could get haters. They don't like the person that's always begging to borrow something, but they don't like the person that don't ever beg to borrow anything. Isn't it strange, Allie? Mommy would never go next door for a cup of sugar or flour. She didn't do that either. Not dissing people who did that. I'm not. She just didn't. She would say that don't borrow and don't lend. Of course, she went to the bank to get her loan for her house. Not she don't mean that kind of borrow, but like don't do that to your neighbors, family, and friends. Don't do. Just go without it. I'm like, what if it's nominal, like $5 or $10? She was like, no, you can live without $10. What do you mean? She just did not believe, but she did lend, so she only kept true to that for herself partially. She didn't borrow, but if you came to her, she would loan it to you if she had to spare, and usually most of the people didn't even pay it back. I guess because it's nominal, $20, $35 or whatever. And it's not just in. My mom's bio, Spike Lee, he borrowed money for She's Gotta Have It. Let me tell you how common it is not to pay back nominal amounts. Well, 500 ain't nominal to me, child. I use 500 now. But I know not to go on and be trying to borrow it from people, because that's how you lose friends. That's what Mama said. Spike Lee borrowed $500 from different people for She's Gotta Have It. And in an interview with Ruby Dee and R.C. Davis, blessings be upon their soul, Charles Dalton called them American. What he called them, American fabric. No, what do he call them? When Spike Lee did the movie for Get on the Bus, and Charles Dutton, I love when he was with Debbie Morgan and Pretty Dimples. He said, "You having them in the same motel with us?" Well, Spike, this is R.C. Ruby Dee and R.C. Davis. American Treasure, that's what he called them. He was like, "You crazy, they're American Treasure." I think Spike said they want to be in a motel with everybody. I don't know how he answered them, I don't remember. But I think it was something along those lines. Because Spike a Pisces, respect his elders. Pisces rules elders, is the oldest sign. It's the beginning and the end. I digress. But anyhow, I shade to the Pisces. All the signs are in Pisces Alley. All the signs are in the Pisces. Pisces are great chameleons because it's all 12 signs in the 12th sign. But muddled, it's watery. It's the ocean. Neptune, Jupiter, Ashe. Aquarius has all the signs but collated, the rainbow. Those are the only two signs that are comprised of all signs. One is watery, muddled. Aquarius got its water from Pisces. Jesus is a Pisces. You see the fish for Christians on the car? There's this scripture. Go in the room with the man with the pitcher. The pitcher of water, Aquarius. He got the water from Pisces. Pisces said, organize this. Collated the rainbow. Ashe. Aquarius is that rainbow. When you squint your eye at the sun ray, you see the rainbow? Aquarius sit behind the sun. Leo's opposite. And pushes the information through the rays. Yeah. So when people don't like a Pisces or an Aquarius, they don't like no sign. Don't argue with them. But they don't like any sign because those are the only two that are comprised of all 12 signs. There are no two Aquarians that are alike, but yet they're all unique and odd and eccentric. We're in the age of Aquarius now, but I digress. Back to oh God, where was I? I know it's Libby's video. It'll be 3 hours. All the hell she done put us through. Jesus Christ. It's just pure evil. My opinion. Evil is an anagram for vile. Ugh, and live in reverse is evil. You study etymology, cuz? They call it a bastardized language. Are you familiar with Marcus? No, Moses McCormick. Listen to be upon his soul of Pisces. That's why he knew all those languages. A polyglot. Look him up if unfamiliar. His brother has a video too. Listen to be upon his soul. I shall. He passed in a very mysterious way, the brother said. Because he's not hood. He goes under that nod thing that Ashe Malcolm Jamal Warner today. Happy heavenly birthday, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Not all hood. That we're not a monolith. And because Moses McCormick wasn't what they would call hood, he was that smart. I'm veering off topic. Let me just get back to my point is study words. You probably do. You study words. You do. Look at them. And you remember the math tutors? Oh, they didn't all do this, but when the math tutor says, "All right, check the problem in reverse." I always would think about Oprah with her Harpo Studios. That's reverse. But everything in me would just stop. And she was like, "Go ahead, check it in reverse." And the female tutor, there was another male tutor who told me it just, I always had a math tutor. KhanAcademy.org. Check it out for your son. KHAN Academy.org. Great study site. I dealt with it in college. When I went back to school in my 40s. So I digress. But that check it in reverse. Maybe because I work in law enforcement and they teach you how to search for things in the academy. Let me hush. But anywho, just study words, forwards, frontwards, backwards, phonetics, and is deep etymology. I study journalism. I'm a wordsmith. I'm a wordy. I'm a wordy. But anywho, and hyperbolic. and verbose and loquacious. But back to and then I looked up to her, and she's wordy. You get it? My mom had eloquent speech. She was beautiful penmanship. But okay, mommy wasn't as wordy and opinionated as a Libby. So again, that's what one of mommy had haters. But we know, I know, because of the readings, what went down, low down. So yeah, that was the whiz, and now I'm looking at her as the bee's knees. You have power over my mother, and to little girl, your mom is everything. Our Coney Island trips, and just she and I, museums and art this and art that, and very very cultured skate in Central Park, just 110th Street, just me and mommy. Just I treasure our Harlem days when I was a little girl. Just me and her, because my older brother ran the streets. He wasn't interested in doing girly stuff with us. I remember in in the basement, we took a picture in Coney Island, and that picture was behind his door, like a picture on cloth that rolls out like a scroll. And I felt so loved. It just was a celebratory. I don't know. I know he loved us, but I felt it was palpable. I was like, because you get back from Coney Island, you have so much stuff. And I was like, I wonder where that picture went. It's behind his door. It just, and I was on mommy's lap. The picture is so cute. But anyway, I wonder if he still got that. He's a hoarder. He may have that picture, that scroll. It was beautiful. Like I say, love is a noun. It shouldn't be a noun. It should be a verb. And I know what that means because sometimes bugs going somewhere. Yeah, go somewhere else. Yeah. Uninvited ass bugs. They be trying to do things with the. Let me hush. I done seen the movie Sinners. Don't take no shorts from no daggone bug, okay? You don't know what's scented. And make sure it's not a GMO bug. Allegedly. For the entertainment purposes. entertainment. Entertainment purposes only. But anyway, so, what was that? Oh, LiB. I done got open to my mom. So that was the whiz. And then, and my mom noticed it. You know, in my 30s, we were on the phone. She was like, you listened to her more, you looked up to her more. I'm like, Mom, you did that. The whiz ticket interception, everything changed for me and my psyche after that. But she was like, I made it up to you. So she's stuck on that, I made it up to you. As are my brother and people in the family who love my mom as they should. And, who knows the story, even one therapist. And you should go, she made it up to you. I'm like, they're stuck on the whiz ticket. They're not stuck on my mom's code of ethics and how someone was able to intercept that. That's huge. So I got tired of explaining. They can stay stuck on the whiz ticket was made up to me, fine. And I'm stuck on, you got her to change her mind? You got her to change her plans? That's big. That's but powder keg is very persuasive. Extremely persuasive. Very manipulative. Extreme. It's the one she run for politics. She probably would have won. Extremely. This is my opinion. She has her harsh, stern opinions about me, and with embellishments. And I'm like, no one has the courage to do anything wrong to her. And y'all believe it? Y'all believe I would have the courage to lie on her? We honor our ancestors, and that's what y'all believe. Oh Lord. Anyway, so that was that. Yeah, that was that. So the next time, oh, seven. Okay, I'm trying to think of this. I know at one point before we moved to Queens, her two came to live with us in the projects in Spanish Harlem. Months, and I remember that. But that doesn't seem like a bad encounter. And Gladys, I don't. Of course, mommy's not telling me, but you hear mommy speaking on the phone. So, and mommy's friends would ask, does she send you money? Does she go? Back then, they would say, does she call and say cat, booze, something? I feel how adults talk back then. And mommy's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I just, I get them things. Mommy was big on thrifting. She said, I buy them clothes from the thrift shop, wash and iron it. The school comes around, because it must have been summer months. She said, if school comes around, I just enroll them over here. I said, I'm not gonna sweat it. So mommy would just, take it in stride. You know what, the book The New Earth, you read that? When the neighbor showed up at that guy's house with a baby, like, this is your baby, you raise it. And it wasn't his kid, but it was like, oh, okay, alrighty then. I forgot the author of The New Earth. Oh gosh, what is that guy's name? He's huge. He was on Oprah. Like, he's huge in the spiritual community of books. I forget, but no shade to him. But it's not Don Ruiz. It's another guy. This one is Indian. Don Ruiz is Spanish descent. Never mind. It's his name's like on the tip of my Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle, something like that. But yeah, that book, you check it out. The baby, and he raised the baby, and baby flourishing, and I guess the neighbors are looking like, she sort of looked like so and so that's in the house. You sure that's not your kid? Well, that is his kid. I forget how it went. They went over there and took the baby back, and he wouldn't even fight. I'm like, you done raised this little girl. What? You better go to court. But I guess this is in India. I don't know if they have the court system same way. I don't know. But they came back and got her. Like, yes, we know it's our baby now. And he was like, oh, all right. I'm paraphrasing, but that was mommy's attitude taking in her niece and nephew for those months. And not that she had to get paid, it's her niece and nephew, but you overhear things on the phone. So that was out of mommy's goodness of her heart. And that's key to remember that. Keep when we get to the argument. It's almost gonna be midnight. I'm trying to do it to the anniversary of the argument, and it'll be midnight. I've been went on to the 19th of daggone August. Anywho, this is the last argument that that reenacted excommunication, as it should be, because Jesus Christ. So, okay, so now we're in Queens, and I got the Queens at four and a half grades. That's that party, that going away party they gave me in the fourth grade in Harlem. Oh, it was beautiful. Um, I think mommy just bought cupcakes. The teacher had pizza. It was a beautiful going away party. I felt like a celebrity. And she had the whole class to talk about Queens, and I thought we were moving to like Archie Bunker. TV is so powerful. I was like, I think we moving to Archie Bunker neighborhood, and the kids was like, around all them white people, ain't he a bigot? The kids were talking. Caucasoids, don't be offended. You watch Archie Bunker? Okay. Anywho, I don't know. Caucasoids are fun. Child, I don't know. But it's no harm. We little kids. Okay, it's the 70s. So that's what I thought it would be. You hear Queens, you think Archie Bunker back then. And she asked me the town, and my mom told me, and I told her. She was like, no, that's not Archie Bunker's name. But she said, but that's on the soundstage in California. I'm like, damn too, because I had to learn the hard way with different strokes that was filmed in California. I was walking up Park Avenue looking for that building as a little girl, asking the doorman, do the Drummonds live here? I was a little girl. But I wasn't the only one asking. He was like, because the doorman would laugh like, no. That's in California. I'm like, this look like the building though. He was like, no, it's not. Anywho, gosh, the power of TV impressing with minds. So she did a class on Queens and the town I was going to. That was just one of the best days I can remember in my elementary school. I can remember. It was just beautiful. The whole Queens lessons and the food, and I got cards, all with something with me and $5. I guess the little kids are giving their money, or maybe the parent gave the amount of money a little kid should give another little kid. But with $5 in it, because I thought it was rich enough, $5. I'm like, oh God, I'll be at the bodega for days. But it was the best. And I had good. Thank you, mommy. I had good birthday parties in the house. But any big money in the card, the mom was taking. Not that she stole from me, but but she did start me a bank account. She did, because mommy wasn't a thief. But it is anything over 5, she was scooping that money up and putting it up for me. And at 18, she gave it to me too, and I spent it on clothes and jewelry like a fool. But anything big from birthday parties, she just started a little bank account. I remember I found money when we drove to Louisiana, and mommy paid me back. I didn't think she would, because I'm 9. You gonna pay me back this amount of money? In my dreams, but she did. She's like, we need this for gas, baby. I'll pay you back when we get to New York. When we go back home. I'm like, sure she will. Because I'm just a kid. You gonna pay me back this amount? And she did. Then she looked at me like, you gonna walk around with that? I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it? Put it in your bank. Mommy was big on bank accounts. Okay? I digress. Oh, mama. I couldn't believe I found that money in the bathroom in Louisiana on a rest stop. Shout out to Louisiana. And it must be something with, you know, when I went to Louisiana as a woman, New Orleans, I found money. What's with me in Louisiana? I'm gonna look at my astrocartography and see if my Jupiter line is running through Louisiana. I don't know. But the amount I found as a little girl, grown, I had the same amount. I want to say darn near the same denominations in my bra running for the bus. That money, the titty released that I flipped out. I lost that money running for a bus, child. Got home, disrobed, ready to take a shower from work. It was the last bus too. Oh God, I had to run for it. You missed that bus, that's it. Although I had enough for a cab, do I want to spend that kind of money on the cab? No, I don't. And I'm like, where's money? I'm through the bra. I was a mess. And I just was in the shower thinking like, I lost that money. And I was like, that was the same amount I found as a little girl. And I think I found it at 9 and lost it at 29. What the I don't know. It's deep. It's just deep. But now, oh, to LiB. I told you I'm not cogent. I'm not cogent. I want T-shirts that says cogent with that red circle with the slash across. Like, not, yeah. Don't bite. No, you won't bite, Allie. I'm talking about the stranger hear this. Oh God, I hope they don't bite. I'm glad it's not a popular channel. Anywho, if you see it, you know they big girls. You may never see that, right? But so I fell out of contact with but there were other things. No. This is around the junior high school, okay? Because that's the 5th grade. It was 4.5 grade. In 5th grade, my best teacher in the world. Here we go with 5 again. Oh God. Pardon me, what Dr. King said, an unexamined life is life not what, yeah, I stay assessing. I'm very analytical. Yeah, because my 5th grade teacher was my best teacher. I'm talking elementary, junior high, and high. I want to say college. Oh God, love her with all my heart. Jesus, yes, 5th grade was awesome. I don't remember all the teachers. You remember your teachers? I remember what the 2nd grade teacher lady looked like. I don't remember her name, but she was very pretty, and her compassion when I was crying. I remember her gentleness, but I don't remember her name. And pre-K and kindergarten, those teachers were loving, and I don't remember their names. You know, psychology class, that someone said that, no, the professor said it, but someone else said it too. And my friend Des said he learned it from a medical person. We worked at the hospital. He said, you know why people are evil and nasty and mean? And I'm on the phone like, why? He said, because they fear being forgotten. And isn't there like a saying or a maxim? Nice women are not remembered, or I'm paraphrase, but nice ladies aren't remembered. Oh, don't make history. That's it. Nice women don't make history. Isn't that's like a saying, a maximum or something? I'm like, yeah. And I told Des on the phone, I'm like, oh God, my professor said that. That was said in a psychology and a sociology class. He said, yeah, people are assholes because they don't want to be, they fear being forgotten. Oh God, no, forget me, because it's too much energy to be an asshole. Well, I guess for an asshole, it's not too much energy. They probably thrive off of it. I don't know. I can't conjure up the energy to be an asshole because I'm afraid you'll forget me. I don't care if you forget me. I'm not. I'm not a celebrity or anything. Jesus Christ, I'm a regular girl. I'm a regular lady. Who cares if I'm remembered? I'm just a regular girl. I don't know, but I thought that was horrible hearing it. Ugh, and it matches the maxim. Nice ladies don't make history. Maybe they don't want to make history. Maybe that's your get up. Okay, let me let me go back to where was I? Oh yeah, the teachers. I love you. Oh, my 5th grade teacher. I didn't even want to say her name because I don't want to haters harass her. Not you, Allie, but God knows with this doggone thing who may hear this. I love her. You probably like, she probably made a transition on the. Anyway, back to but still, I protect her name. The best teacher I ever had. She loved us. She loved us. I'm gonna do a fond video. Listen to all the people I'm fond of, and she's definitely on that list. But yeah. So, but I want to say junior high school. One day I was getting ready for school. Yeah, junior high, because I can feel me getting ready about to walk, and I'm rushing because I'm always late. And then your homegirls leave you because they ain't gonna be late for you. So I'm rushing because I'm like I'm gonna have to walk alone, which is fine. But I want to be on time, so I'm getting ready, and my mom's calling me to the phone. She worked, but she probably was working her shift change. She probably was working evenings because I remember being very cozy and comfy in the bed. And she was like, "Your aunt wants to say hi." Did I tell you about the power? Because I tell you about mommy and her ethics with being on time. And I was like, I'm about to go to class. I'm about to go to school. She was like, you can say hi. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking it again, like, this lady has power. She's letting me say hi instead of getting out the door to go to school. Anyway, so I get home, hi, and she was like, hey, how you doing? Your mom told me you made shrimp fried rice. I was on a shrimp fried rice kick. Um, Allie back then, you know how the leftover rice in the refrigerator? If I had money, I would have just bought shrimp fried rice from a Chinese restaurant. But I didn't have money, so I had to work with Wills in that refrigerator. And that thing came out so good to the point I just became addicted to making the thing all the time. If we had the ingredients. And it was soul shrimp fried rice. The family called it because I'm adding, mommy seasons, black seasonings. And mom was like, that thing was so good. I'm like, oh, word, oh, man. So, LiB on the phone, like, what did you put in it? I'm like, whatever was in the fridge. And then she was like, you didn't crack an egg in it? I'm like, no, we had eggs too. I didn't think to add the egg. And the conversation was really, really sweet. And she goes and says, why don't you call me? I'm like, when? No, I'm asking, why don't you call me in general? You don't call me. And I'm thinking, well, I'm a little girl and you're a grown woman. She's in her 20s, in junior high school. She's in her 20s and married in the Bronx by now. I'm like, with 2 kids in the Bronx. I'm like, she got married and now, oh, Lord. Let me, before I get to junior high school, child, because what I'm nine is fourth grade, right? Before I get to junior high school, 9 or 10. Do you know Tasha's mom? In the book, she's Vi, V-Y, V as in Valerie, but Vi in the memoir. Aunt Vi was with Uncle Ty. Oh, Ty and Vi. That's probably where I got that from subconsciously. It rhymes. Anyway, they dated in the 70s. Just beautiful power couple. Just handsome couple. And they had cousin Tasha. And they broke up. They broke up. Oh, before we even get to this moment, when the power shifted from LiB to Aunt Vi for me and my psyche, my little girl psyche. We went to the corner stores and we were looking for something specific. It's 3 corner stores, 1 store in the middle. Shout out to Brad, the writer. Corner store in the middle of the block. That I bought the book, love it. I think it's a book of poetry. I know you like think did you read it? No, it's on the shelf. I'm gonna read it one day. Brad don't he had Aries. He like you didn't read it. just I'm gonna get to it. It's on the shelf, but still I got through some pages. Listen. Do not give this to Brad. Okay, it's an Aries. The Leo rules the ego, but where's the ego housed? Aries rules that part of the body. I love him dearly. But anyway, but the title alone will make you buy it, so I bought it. In the event, this is around the way. We went to the 3 stores, the corner there, the corner store in the middle of the block, and the other corner store. I think Libby wanted something specific. Was it peanut butter funny bones? She has a sweet tooth. She had, I don't know if she did that. Her and Margot could really eat. They would get all kinds of goodies from the store. But Margot would let you keep the change. She may even give you some extra dollars. Pisces. You go to the store for her, there's an incentive. You go to the store for the Virgo, there's no incentive. Pisces and Virgo, same coin, opposite. No incentive. And to the point, I just started eating some of her stuff when McDonald's. I don't know if they count the chicken McNuggets. It put 6 in there. I ate 2 because I know she's not going to pay me for going to McDonald's and getting her food. She didn't tell you to get what you want. Totally different from Margot. You can get what you want, keep the change, and she may give you $3 extra. I said Pisces is very different. Then daggone Virgo. Lord Jesus. But in the event, and Rashida Rostaban, her astrology channel cousin, is all that in a bag of chips, diamond chips. She called Virgo women cheap too. No shade to Virgos. God, it just be my luck this thing getting to the public. You see, I ain't got no traction. Watch it. I just, oh gosh, I don't think anyone with average ears wouldn't have patience with me, unless they use it as a bedtime story, so they should be sleeping right about now. Especially if they use the lavender and the chamomile. Anyhow, so, cause we're walking to the stores, and some guy on the corner, the last corner store, calls LiB Sarah Bart. They definitely Harlem, cause I would just ignore them. Sarah Bartman. I'm a little girl. I don't know who that is. And she was like, "What the fuck your dumb ass know about Sarah?" And cause I tell you, they're very academic. They hood, but they're academic, book smart too. Very fascinating. These two aunts when I was little, to be hood and book smart. But that's Dalton. Probably what else? If I library, I don't know. But then she was like, "What the fuck your dumb ass know about Sarah Barton?" And she's going through the whole history lesson with him, and he's looking stunned because powder keg. I tell you, okay, powder keg, all right. And she's a big, statuesque woman and hips. And my friends used to say she's a blend of Nene Leakes and Omarosa. I was like, I don't see it. It was like Nene's first nose, the hips, that first nose, the complexion. They swear, Nene season one mixed with Omarosa is LiB, is what my friend said who met her back in the days. I'm like, no. I don't know. I'm still trying to see it. I don't know. But that's what they compare it to, child. hmm Anyway, so she's cussing his ass out. And then his friend trying to defend him by singing Three Buffalo Girls Go Roundy Outside, Roundy Outside. And I'm like, who's a third? Me? I'm a Buffalo girl? Because by Queens, I plumped up. I'm not skinny anymore. I'm like, I know I gained weight, but to the point that he's calling me Three Buffalo Girls. Allie, you're not Gen X. Look up a song called Three Buffalo Girls Go Roundy Outside. I forgot who was by. Three Buffalo Girls going around the outside. This is the 80s, so it came out. I don't know when that was it, the 70s. But he's something, and then she cussed his ass out too. Like, you don't even know what the Buffalo Soldiers are. Just educating them and cussing them out. Man, they backed off, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta live here. Because they go bound back to the Bronx. I got to live here. What are these little, rascals hold a grudge against me? I don't know. But she cuts them out. So she's already, the point of that is she's already in a bad mood when we're walking back to the house. So she's staring at the house saying, I don't like it. And then Margaret was like, I think we call it style the English Tudor house. She was like, I don't like it. It looked like Hansel and Gretel's house. And I'm like, Hansel and Gretel? And I'm young. I remember, being read the doggone story in school. I'm like, it looks like Hansel and Gretel. But just that day, I started calling the house Hansel. When I was happy with the house, it was Hansel. When I regretted things, Greta. Greta. Showing up. This is before I even knew of the wisdom of naming your house and your cars. And all. But I knew grown men was naming their cars. But just before Forrest Gump, that movie was born, you gotta name your house, cars, and boats. You gotta name these things. Tabitha Brown make you name everything. Kitchen utensils. It's fun too. It's really fun. I got a free teddy bear today. I named him. Oh, so cute. And I was like, I thought this was for the kids. She was like, no, you can have one. Oh, he's the teddy bears because I lost my cat. The neighbor kidnapped my cat. Came out in psychic reading. Just that's a whole nother video. I miss my cat. Just loving pets. But anywho, I miss all my pets. I digress. Just unconditional love. So we're walking back on the sidewalk, walking back to the house, and she named it. She said it looked like Hansel and Gretel. In my mind, I'm like, all right, that's its name, Hansel. Hansel when I'm happy, Gretel when I'm not. And it's been like that growing up. I lived there 9.5 years old. I moved out at 20 when they robbed my place. Moved back, and then we moved out again. First hubby, look, 21, 22. I digress. But my formative coming of age years right there in Hansel. I like the house. It's better than the projects in Harlem, in my opinion, in the tenements we lived in. But there's always somebody who got to dish you. or try to bring you down. You know, mommy worked hard for that house. 32,000 when she was 32 years old. I'll never forget it. And her friends was like, play 32, 32. Mommy's like, I don't gamble. Well, I play it. Certain male friends and some female friends was like, I play 32, 32. Anyway, so we're walking towards the house. I know, back up, focus. Aunt Vi is talking to my mom outside by her car. She's about to leave. When I tell you Libby turned around like the exorcist, and I didn't say it, but other people used to say when she gets angry, well, she must know that. I don't think it's a secret to her. When she gets angry, she starts, back then, I don't think she cussed anymore, but she used to cuss like a sailor. I probably learned my cussing skills from her. Because again, I was looking up to her, remember. Keep that, in mind. She starts cussing and stuttering, and she's well spoken when calm and okay, but when she's angry, I think that's having that Virgo mercurial. She said she's a double Virgo, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, but looking at yeah, it's an air sign moon, and I'm like, how when she said she had a Virgo, I almost want to go with what the hell she said, but in studying that air and that Virgo, that earth, and that dry, that, and it's in a fiery house. There's no water for the compassion. It's I digress. But she starts stuttering and cussing, and they said, look like, this is what that lady Debbie said. Cole said that she looked like, what she told her? She said, at night, do you grow a tail in gills? Was it gills, fins or gills or something? But I think, did she get angry at the white girl, Debbie? Because her tongue starts going through her gap teeth. This is what people say, they look like a lizard. And they wasn't saying to be disrespectful. They were scared. They was like, when she starts talking and cussing, don't look like a lizard when her tongue go through her space and her teeth like that. And I wouldn't answer because I was scared. I'm like, they ain't going back and telling her I agreed with that. Mm-mm. But she spun around like the exorcist, like, I'm ready to tear your mother's house up. You're going to go and, again, here we go, and vandalize a house that did nothing to you. My mama did nothing to you. Mommy paid all the bills there. Okay, well, I don't understand why. What did mommy do or the house do? So I don't know where the courage came from, but I softly, gingerly asked, well, what did the house do? If you mad at Aunt Vi, shouldn't you, talk to her? That is not your aunt. To the top of her lungs, screaming, that's not my aunt. Because it's our uncle's, baby mother. And it was as loud as you saw the movie The Professional, when that crazy cop that took a pill to go help him get extra crazy on on 20 on 10 and just remember when the subordinate cop was asking him, well, how many people to call, and he yelled to the top of his lungs, everyone. Allie, she yelled, that is not your aunt, about those octaves. And I'm looking like, I wonder if, because we're down the block walking towards the house, but it was so loud. I'm like, oh God, I wonder if mommy and Aunt Vi could hear her as we move closer to them. Because again, they're out in the street talking about Aunt Vi's car. Aunt Vi came there to drop off Uncle Ty's clothes. They broke up. And she said she didn't want this. She told me this later on. She was like, I didn't want to throw them in the garbage or give them to the Salvation Army because he had nice things. He did. He dressed sharp. He's Harlem, Barney's coats and suedes, and he used to dress so sharp in the 70s and 80s, just especially the 70s, sharp. So she said I didn't want to throw them out, and I didn't want to give them to Goodwill. These is expensive things. So I knew your mom had a garage, so I called and asked if I could bring them by. And she can keep them in the garage for him so he can come get them or whatever. So it's mommy's house. Again, she pays the bills. She pays the cost to be the boss. Logic. Just embrace logic. So mommy had and has a good rapport with Aunt Vi, so she told her yes. Why would she reject her brother's things? What's wrong with that? Um, Aunt Lib had something against Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi told me later on what she feel it was, because Aunt Vi said she never wronged her, but she wanted to control her house and mine too, and she was like, no, 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 we ain't fit to do that. So she has something against her. And the way she used to talk about her friend Mickey and her sister, just, and I'm a little kid just soaking it up like, oh, I don't know what's going on in grown folk business, but I worried as we walking towards the house. I worried for Aunt Vi. I thought she was going to, and Margot's big, so I'm thinking they're about to jump Aunt Vi. But Aunt Vi was slim in the '80s, slim, and I'm worried. I'm nervous. I'm like, she's already in a bad mood from cussing out the guys on the corner. I'm talking about Sarah Martin and Three Buffalo's girls. Yeah, they cussed him out, and I'm like, oh Lord, this is not gonna be good. And I'm worried, and I'm worried. Once they get up to Aunt Vi and my mom, they don't even look her way. Aunt Vi was looking to see Brooklyn. You hear these things about Brooklyn growing up, Harlem and Queens. You hear these things about Brooklyn. I'm like, they saying just stay away from Brooklyn. Don't ever go there. I'm reading Lucky Luciano. This is a gangster. Lucky Luciano's book. He was a Sagittarius. The book is yay thick. So far it's good. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. I'm reading the book, and he was a truant. They used to send him to the bad school, not the, like what he called it. I forgot. He was a truant in his school in Manhattan. They my immigrated from Italy to Lower East Side, and when he would do bad in school, they sent him to some bad school for boys in Brooklyn. And he said in the book, he was like, I don't like it. He didn't say he was scared. He just said, I didn't like Brooklyn. I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's what you would hear from certain people in Harlem and Queens. Honey, Aunt Vi was straight up Brooklyn in that damn corner. She eyed them down. She didn't budge. She stood her ground, literally. I just couldn't believe someone that slim wasn't backing down. She was not scared of either one of them. She didn't flinch. And these were big. They weren't. Margot was considered that. They used to call her Shirley Hemphill from What's Happening. I say no disrespect to Shirley Hemphill with her beautiful self, her beautiful soul, blessed be upon her soul. But they would compare Margot's look back then to Shirley Hemphill's. I told you who my friends could, but they didn't have, because in the '80s we didn't know Nene and Omarosa. Who did they compare her to other than just a mean lady? I'm trying to give you a celebrity that I don't think my friends picked a celebrity back then. Just mean. And they wanted to know my mom was adopted because she's so different from her siblings. I'm like, no, they all got the same mom. They was like raised by the same mom. Like, yes, they was all raised by the same mom. He was like, your mom is so different. She's a unicorn. Again, calling her mom a unicorn. I'm like, yeah, she's been called that before. But in any event, so they just slowly walked in. They didn't even look her way. Brooklyn sealed it. Everything I heard about Brooklyn till that moment with Aunt Vi, born and raised there, I said, what they say about Brooklyn is true. When I tell you she didn't flinch, she just nothing. Just no fear. She didn't like, and mommy's nonviolent. That's where I get it from, I guess. And mommy's trying to be talking like, oh yeah, okay, bye. All right, so I call you later. And she wasn't trying to like hurry and scurry to the car, and no. It was like mommy's voice became ambient sounds. You know how a pit bull starts staring? And Aunt Vi's pretty. She don't look like a pit bull. How did you meet Aunt Vi? I want to. I'm not saying the name here, but I wonder if you even know what I'm talking about, cuz you had to have met her. You had to. I can't think of who she was looking at like the celebrity world in case you didn't meet her. She wasn't backing down. I was like, oh, Uncle Ty got a real one, okay? She was not backing down. And they went in the house, and it took a minute because I lingered. I didn't go in the house with them. Now, oh, you see the changing of the guards. Now I'm interested in Aunt Vi. Who is this woman? She's not scared of this powder keg. And somebody, the hood called the gang for one person, called her the gang because it rhymed with the third syllable in LiB's nickname. Who is Aunt Vi? So now I'm lingering, I'm staring and looking at her like you would look at a celebrity. Like, who is this lady? And then this is what she said to me. I never forget it because she sort of snapped out of the spell. I think people who are true warriors, they do go into a zone where they gotta like snap themselves out of it. She went into some kind of zone. Oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. And she looked at me and she was like, your aunt don't like me. And I don't care. She said her name with it. Your aunt LiB, but yeah, I gotta say LiB here. She don't like me, and I don't care. It was like I saw God. She could have just had a aura and a halo and wings. It was like there's somebody on the planet that doesn't see it as powder keg. I'm looking at her like, oh God, Allie. And then she's a Libra. I'm like, a Libra? Just your mom too, master number Libra. She's a master number Libra, King of Hearts. I just in the book it says the King of Hearts consider you family, consider yourself lucky. And that's Aunt Vi all day, all day. Very family oriented. Just she's dope. And I just was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe a Libra was ready to get busy like that. Oh my. I'm like, maybe she has an Aries ascendant. No. I did her chart. She has a Cancer ascendant. I'm like, but so her eyes look like she has an Aries ascendant. She gave me her time. I did the chart for free because I want to know. It got to be Brooklyn and her mom fire. She says, oh God, it's how she was raised. Let me tell you how dope she is. At 16 now, she shared this with me. Her father allegedly had a mistress, and when her father passed her, she's 16. This is a grown ass woman, the alleged mistress. Sidebar commercial. Let me insert this. She said, they're at the funeral, the funeral home about to start the funeral. She was like, yo, I seen her come to that through that door, and I walked, she walked away from her siblings and walked up there. She was like, where you going? She's sick, but it's Brooklyn during another era. She was like, where you going? And the mistress said, oh, I'm coming to pay my last respects to your father. She was like, you're not coming in there. You're not coming in here. And I'm like, well, what happened after that? Did she walk past you? She was like, I wish she would have. When I tell you she was slim back then. She bigger now, hippie and all that, but no, this is a slim woman. I know slim people who are listening like, wow, you don't think slim people get busy? But I'm like, I won't say petite. Just, it's Brooklyn. It has to be. Being raised there back then. Oh, Jesus. And the mistress looked at her and just turned about face and went and called a cab. And she watched her. She watched her till she got in the cab and pulled off and went away. You're not coming in here and shaming my mother and embarrassing my mother. You crazy? Your Aunt Vi is her. She is that. She is her. And respectful. Just, when Mary J. Blige said meeting Lauryn Hill was like straight finding out what a woman is? That's how I feel about Aunt Vi. All right, word life. And there's a transit lady, I call her Saint Rita, who worked with LiB, and they would in the locker room. This is the '80s, and she had the music, but she didn't even have the music on. The music is on. That used to happen in my locker room in law enforcement, and people would come snatch you like I can't. I'm like, I don't own that radio. I ain't the one that turned it on, but I'm not sitting to tell them that. What is this with the radio thing in locker rooms at the job? I don't know. But the radio was on, and she and my auntie, I wish. Saint Rita's dancing, getting ready, getting her civilian clothes, about to go home. And she says LiB came in and turned the radio off. Now, she said to me, I don't own the radio. It belongs to the city of New York. And but who does she think she is? So she went over there and turned the radio back on and up louder. And this, she's a Sagittarius. Fire, honey. She said, and then she just, started still dancing, and then she did some kind of little, dance like, but that's Sag though. Sag rules comedians. She did some kind of like dance where you took your booty and like mocking her insolence. Not insulin for the diabetes. I don't know what she got, but how do you say the word insolence when you're pissed off? Insolence. I'm not saying it right. You know what I mean? And then she pushed her. I said, she hit first? That's that first house sun. I know she's not an Aries, but her sun is in the first house. You might as well be an Aries. Wherever your sun sits, don't ignore what sign rules that house. Don't ignore it. I'm like, that's that first house sun. So Saint Rita looking at me like, what's that? I said, it's astrology. I'm like, she pushed you? She walked over and pushed a Sagittarius, the hunter of the zodiac. It was on. And then Margot worked for transit too. So I guess she don't like that. Well, allegedly, she didn't like the outcome of the fight. She was like, "That's my sister," and I think it's Saint Rita from Brooklyn too. She was like, "You can get it too, two for one." Sagittarius got a sense of humor, Lord Jesus. But the point I'm trying to make, I'm not laughing at violence. No, the point I'm trying to make, the way she treated me, the point I'm trying to make is my two heroes were very slim then. I'm like, how did you do it? How could I not do it? She pushed me. It's on. I just, oh God. I'm talking about her size, her hips, and she was like, what that's supposed to mean? I don't think real fighters consider size. Maybe they think about it for a split second. I don't know. Like natural born thumpers. I don't know if they even think of your size. When I tell you Aunt Vi was slim and shorter and just and adorable, just so cute. I don't know if she would think about nothing. She was in a zone. She had to snap out of it when they went in the house. I'm like, what is happening? Never mind. So now Aunt Vi is my hero. Okay, I'm a little girl. She's my hero. I'm curious about her. Yeah, just the power shift happened. But I'm still somewhat still looking up to LiB. All right. So she back to the her telling me to call her often. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking this is good. I can have someone to talk to when I can't talk to mommy and things of that nature. And yeah, my secret's safe with you, which they're not. I didn't have but so many secrets back then. I'm a little girl, but she was like, of course they are. We was on the phone, and I just started really reaching out, looking up to her, and before you know, we go up there on the weekends, me and my little brother. Not every weekend, because mommy believed in don't wear out your welcome, but it felt like I'm in junior high, he's in elementary. So it felt like every other weekend. And she has a son, so he, that's his cousin. And we were into her. Her daughter, did she have the baby then? I don't. Did she have both two girls by the time I'm in junior high school? I'm not sure. It feel like just one daughter. It looked like, let's call her Q. Q, the last daughter came later. I don't know, but I wouldn't enter I wouldn't enter her kids because even though we're all little kids, but when you're younger, even by 3 years or 4 years, it's a world away when you're a child. It's a world difference. So we were in, and your sister would come sometimes too, but she's already in the Bronx. So we'd meet up, and we'd meet up at the house, and we were into LiB. We were into her stories, and they had food. Mommy had food, plenty of food, deep freezer food. Mommy had some of the food, but they had a lot of good junk food. My favorite, she would make this German chocolate cake, delicious. I don't remember much else. I remember good food, but it was a German but she rationed it out, which is nothing wrong with that. It's your house, run your house, you know how you run it. But my mommy's house, where I grew up, is carte blanche. You just go eat what you want when you want it. Mommy is very. I'm thinking that's normal to you visit people. No, that's not normal. Not that we were gluttons in mommy's house, but boarders too. They ate too. Just mommy just didn't. She just wasn't food police. She just didn't make a big deal like you wanted. You could now. Mommy didn't like if you cooked something just for you. Like if you, she would be livid. If you open up a pack of chicken, she would make me clean it. You clean it, burn the hairs, let it soak in the vinegar, salt water, lemons, and you dry it and burn the hairs off, and then you freeze. And then she's like, you're deep freezing it. You defrost it rather from the deep freeze to clean it and put it back in the freezer. That would make that would she'd be incensed. To fry 4 pieces and put the raw chicken back in the freezer. So she didn't like if you did that. If you're gonna open up a pack of doggone chicken and clean it and then season it, cook the whole damn pack is what she would tell you. Anybody, you just fried 4 pieces for yourself, she would lose it. I think because she was free-hearted and open. Like, how could you just cook for yourself? I don't buy food just for you. Are you crazy? Yeah, she was over it. She was over it. But other than that, you can just eat what you want when you want. It was just freely and open like that. But other households, this is dinner time. No, you don't go in the fridge snacking. What are you doing? Did you wash your hands first? And these are great rules. But I didn't realize that till you go to other people's house because mommy's house was open with the food. Definitely wash your hands first. But you can eat what you want when you want. She just didn't sweat food like that. And I realized how they grew up with, the rations. Never mind. That's in mommy's memoir. But anywho, Ashe, thank you, mommy. Gratitude. Oh God, I'm at 2 hours and 14 minutes, Lord Jesus. I didn't even get to what happened on this day in 2003. This is the impact LiB has made on the family. Oh Jesus! But I want to do it in chronological order. I just got to be all over the place to get this stuff out. I don't want her to have two videos. All the siblings got one video and she get two. I just, she gonna call all lies anyway. It feels too good out to get out of my system. When I tell you she's too scary to lie on, oh my god. Maybe she's different now. Don't judge her now. No, my psychic readings, no. Mm. Oh god. According to my readings, no, she's not different. Not towards me. Any event. And I ain't seen it. As if I did something wrong to her. Oh god. Anything else in junior high school? Well, 12. 12 was fifth. 12 was fifth grade. Yeah, 13 and sixth grade. Board ed back then. Her godchildren. Let me tell you, one could sing, the other one could dance, and she was athletic and everything. Track. Beautiful, beautiful god cousins. One looked like Ray Don Chong. The other one looked like our great grandmother. But if you don't have a picture, you know what I'm talking about. The other one looked like those pretty, beautiful cheeks, like the mother in Sparkle, 1976 movie. But I can't. Just beautiful sisters, and they get along. There's six of them as well. Their mom used to tell me about my dad. Uh, just save that for the daddy video. But weird. Just and she was once my mom's friend and became LiB's friend. I didn't know that till my brother told me during the funeral planning. I'm like, that was mommy's friend first? Yeah, she's close to mommy's age. That, yeah. His words. Your aunt took that friend from mommy. I'm like, what? Just intercepting all of that. Oh, God, Allie. You were lucky not to know her. Oh, God. And, ooh, 12. Okay. And this is what she gonna tell my sister about her goddaughters post the funeral in 2023. I'm like, Ja, that's a lie from the pits of hell. Jealous of her affections that she gave her goddaughters. I didn't want no affection from her. Are you kidding me? I was fascinated with her. You know, the way she used to talk about Shaka Khan and, oh, no. You know, just her stories with the singing and things of that nature. Shaka Khan shouldn't get this video. Shaka Khan don't know the hell I'm talking about, thank God. Shaka, she's kind of a public figure now. But I don't think you remember her from the 70s. But just the stories. But I didn't get no affections from her at all that I could recall as I'm a baby when I don't remember. But I'm like, I wouldn't be jealous of nothing like that coming from her because I didn't get none from her. Nor did I want any. You know what I mean? I did like the language and the stories. It was exciting. But affection, I didn't get that. Nor did I want it. No, thank you. I don't even remember seeing her dole that out. Unless it was to her own children when they were babies. And she should. They were her babies. But I'm like, did she give affection to the goddaughters? Maybe she did and I didn't notice. I don't know. But she did revere them. She admitted to it. That's in the book. I emailed you, Allie. She did revere them. As you should. They were pretty. They got along. They weren't evil sisters towards each other. They got along. It was... They were definitely an inspiration to watch. And artistic. One worked at Pearl Paint. Very artistic. They were just... They probably still close. I wouldn't be surprised. And they're an Aquarius and a Virgo. But the Aquarius has a Pisces moon. That probably helped her get along with the Virgo. I forgot the Virgo's moon. Oh, I seen her too. On 7th Avenue near 34th Street. I was going to get one of them gyros. And to take home, I was going to get the little round chips for... What was that, 2008? Never mind, that'd be another video. But yeah, just dope. And the rest were brothers. And the brothers were dope too. Everybody seemed to get along, which was beautiful. It's beautiful to watch that. Because since the slave plantations, they don't want no black people getting along. They're a long family, according to the studies I sat for. But in any event, so that's what she told my sister on the phone. Look, okay, I'm jumping chapters here. Pause. 12 years old. The Virgo sister is doing my hair at our house in Queens. We're in a dining room, and she's braiding my hair. Her thing was, I can braid tight, but you won't feel it. You won't be in pain. I'm like, you're kidding me, because I was tender-headed. No, and I had a lot of hair. Oh, and got compliments on it and would say thank you. But people like, why do you say thank you like that? I'm like, because it's hard to manage. Oh, girl, I wish I had that hair. You won't complain. But never mind. You gotta just learn to say thank you with glee. And I sort of missed the hair, but I just couldn't manage. It was just too much. Ah, shit. But in any event, I was like, you could braid tightly and you don't feel pain. I couldn't believe it because um, what's her name in my book? Charlene, my sister-in-law. She would braid my hair, and you would feel the pain. My mama would braid my hair. You would feel the pain. Oh, Lord. Okay. So I was fascinated. You can braid hair? And she said, yeah. So she's like, I'll do your hair. I'm like, okay, let me wash it. So I wash it, get it detangled. It was just a whole production. And the Stay Soft Fro, that was good. That brown bottle, that helped you detangle, you know what I'm saying? So she's helping me, and in her helping me detangle, that didn't hurt. I'm like, you have the hands of God. I couldn't believe it. To this day, I couldn't believe it. So you gotta blow dry it and get it all together, ready for the braids. So she's doing my hair. We're in the dining room. She's doing my hair. Her sister was there, the one that looked Ray Don Chong. Pretty sisters. They love each other like Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. That type of sisterly love. It's beautiful to watch. It really, to them, it's normal. Like my cousin Tosh and her sister, and her mom and her. To them, it's so normal. They don't even understand what it is you're complimenting. It's their normal life. I'm like, you're not aware that siblings usually hate each other. Are you looking at life? No, because they're probably too busy enjoying their life. They ain't, yeah, they're not studying what's going on. but it's very inspirational to watch. It really is. But so I'm doing my hair. And as the goddaughter's doing my hair, the Virgo's doing my hair, the Virgo auntie is sitting next to her, grumbling with resentment and vitriol about why did God give you hair? God shouldn't give you no hair. You don't appreciate it. You don't even know what to do. This is a grown, she's in her 20s. I'm 12. You don't know what to do. And I didn't talk back because that's a no-no back then. I just was SMH, what they write on the internet now. I'm just shaking my head because again, your first adult is your mom. That's your first teacher. My mother has never said that to any child or of any child behind their back. Mommy has said that of no one. Just why did God give you hair like that? And I just and I was shaking my head in shame. I couldn't believe an adult was talking like this. And then she hit me in front of the goddaughters. Well, by 12, I already got a spanking by my mom. Yeah, she didn't christen me with the spanking. Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't know if the doctor did as a baby, because you're probably like, well, the doctor was the first christening, really technically, not Uncle Ty, as far as physical hit. But I don't even think the doctor did it. No, I think he probably was. In anywho, she hit me, and I don't know if that was worse than I distinctly told you on repeat for about 5 minutes, if not longer, to the top of her lungs. I just couldn't believe it, and I didn't cry at first because you're shocked, you're just numb. And the Virgo, the pretty Virgo sister, stopped braiding, and you guess she just sat back because I'm on a big pillow on the floor, and she just sat back because I think she's expecting me to just get up and bolt, which I should have done, but I didn't do it till a couple minutes later when my brother came up from the basement. Like, what just happened? And I'm thinking he heard it in the basement. So the tears was really about, it was painful, but I think the tears was about embarrassment. Because I'm like, how did he hear that in the basement? And he's younger than her, and he knows she's evil. Because he's been my protector and defender, but not against Powder Keg. Eveline, no. So he's looking at me like, what just happened? I said, she hit me. He was like, why? I was like, I don't know. He said, why are you still sitting there? And I was like, I don't know. And I cried. He was like, get up. And I got up and we went right out the door. My hair half did. I don't know if he gave me a hat. Because you're like, did you ride the train with your hair half did? I don't know. Maybe he gave me something. It was just a blur. It was weird. And our ride was long, and he was grumbling how, evil. She's just evil. He must have repeated that throughout. You gotta this is Queens. You gotta take a bus to the train. You gotta get on a train, and you take two trains to get to his girl's house, Charlene. Should be Charlene for the story. She's Charlene in the book. And he asked his girl to finish my hair. And she was like, "It looks so pretty. Who started it?" And before I could answer her, I just started crying again. She was like, "Why are you crying?" And he kept saying, "My mother's evil half sister." You know, when you don't like them anymore, they become half. You know, we know in the black community, you don't say half. You got the same mama, that's your sister. You got the same daddy, that's your sister. But when you don't like them, you know, it's fractured, you say half. We know white people usually say half, but they say half whether they're mad at you or not. That's just what they say. I guess because technically it is. You know, you don't have to say mommy and daddy is half. Hold on. I'm parched. Oh, Allie. Let me fast forward. It's about to be 3 hours of this thing. Jesus. But yeah, he just kept grumbling about evil, evil, evil. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a long ride. And yeah, I think it was more embarrassment that she did that in front of two people she put on the pedestal, you know. But I was embarrassed for her because what adult grumbles about the kind of hair God gives someone? I mean, like I have control over that. It was just weird. And I knew my mom never did that as an adult, as a child, probably a teenager. She never did that. But in any event, going up to high school. I was a freshman in high school. And you probably be like, well, you deserve that one, child. You deserve that one. Maybe you have empathy with the hair one, the hair. But high school, the beginning of high school, because by sophomore year, I stopped going up there. So this, I'm a freshman. I was working at Plymouth, a dress shop. And I used to, buy her nice things. I wouldn't even boost. I was allegedly boosting as a teenager. But I don't know. I just didn't want to give her hot stuff. But I used to give her and Margot nice Christmas gifts. Her especially. Because she was a fashion. She probably still is a fashionista. A clothes horse. And she liked Plymouth. She liked that store. She was like, what is your discount? Oh, how I got that job. Oh my God. Oh, that's in the memoir. And the ticket scalpers at Madison Square Garden. 33rd Street was Plymouth. And the cute Brooklyn scalpers. And then I worked at in Penn Station at the one of them food stand. Oh God, the fun we had. Oh, if you ever read my memoir, get into the fun we had at them jobs. Lord have mercy. But any event, you hear what's happening at jobs? Oh God, jobs are ruled by the sixth house, which is the Virgo's natural home. If you're an employee, a staffer, that's the sixth house. If you are a boss, that's the 10th house, Capricorn. But you, because we're in the age of Aquarius, and Virgo and Aquarius is a quincux. People got to be very careful at these jobs. You heard about the lady with McDonald's, and this one with is it North Carolina? What's the name of it? Cookout restaurant. I just please, if you don't believe in astrology, doing just study age of Aquarius, the frequency, the constellation, and you're in a job which is Virgo. People like, okay, jobs behind the scenes is 12th house, Pisces, but I still, a job is a Virgo thing. Remember Chris Rock was like, I didn't like it. He talked about having a job before he became Chris Rock, the comedian. He said, I didn't like the politics. I don't know where he said he worked. He said it was a Sizzler, the restaurant. He was like, I was like, Chris, you're an Aquarius. You're doing a Virgo thing. But his moon is in Virgo, so I'm like, he should have been fine. I don't know. But just be, people should be aware of the frequencies, the blends. Mm-mm. No. And then allegedly they're doing things to manipulate. Never mind. I don't want to make this a C theory video, but Aquarius rules math. 4 plus 4 equal 8. Allegedly, they don't want things making sense. They don't want people to make sense. I digress. Just be very careful out there. I digress. Did I tell you about the talent show? I'm back to junior high school, so I get to high school. The talent show, Luther Vandross' niece, allegedly, I don't know, but this was the saying back in the 80s. Her daughter and the goddaughter's little brother, Sharif, they were singing I Like It by DeBarge. It was good. Her daughter could sing too. Oh, Lord. Because he forgot his lyrics or something with his kid. Oh, he grown now. He was cute then. Oh, God, Sharif must be handsome. He must be a dad. But in the event, he forgot the lyrics, and our daughter took over singing his lyrics. It was so cute. It was the cutest thing. Then her goddaughter, the Virgo, was singing too. She used to sing that Luther Vandross song really good, with Cheryl Lynn, that duet. Now, did someone sing with her? I don't remember, but she could sing. Oh gosh, she could sing and do hair, and so I don't know if she sung that song, but it feels like she did because Luther Vandross' niece was in the same talent show. I remember there was some chatter about it, like, but does she know that his niece is here? And I don't know, but somehow, some way, the niece won. This is the 80s, and LiB thought it was political. Like, oh, she only won because she's Luther Vandross' niece, and I'm thinking like, how do they know that she's related to him? It was like he's from Harlem. I was like, Luther Vandross is from Harlem. I was so proud. No shade, I love Harlem. I'm from there. You know, I ain't dissing it. But he seemed so elegant. I don't know. I just thought maybe he was from Connecticut. I know you're like, girl, there's hoods in Connecticut, but I'm a little girl. I'm junior high school. I'm like, I thought he was from somewhere else. He was like, no, he's from Harlem. I'm like, the projects. He just was such an elegant singer. I share Luther Vandross. Anyway, long story short, LiB protests to the judges that this is political. You just let her win because that's his niece. And I think the niece kept overhearing that, and they started arguing. And the niece was 18. Now it's on the 18th, and that's something. Because LiB kept telling her, go get your mother, because I don't deal with little girls. She was like, I ain't no little girl. I'm 18. I'm legal. I'm grown. And she wasn't back in. The reason she stands out in my young mind is she's not backing down. I'm telling you, this aunt has height and hips, ample booty, ample shape. Look, just she's the only one that got a grandmother's shape. Beautiful shape, just big, statuesque, imposing, just polarizing, big woman, but not fat. You wouldn't say fat, just big, like Nene Leakes big, season one, and well spoken like Omarosa unless she gets angry. Don't think like how Nene speaks. No shade to Nene. She speaks well like Omarosa, but that Nene look and the nails, real long nails, not like Glodine, not Barry White's wife, not like that, but long, and they were hers. That's why I always thought she had claws on the ascendant, like a Leo ascendant, a Cancer, something with claws on those nails. Coco from SW Regis came my Glodine. Usually, it's an animal with claws is on the ascendant when they nails grow out like that and they're hard and they comfortable with them. So when I saw her Virgo ascendant, I'm like, your ascendant is Virgo. I always thought it was something with claws. You know, I explained it back when we were talking back then. Leo or Scorpio or something like that. And she's her dad is a Scorpio, so I really assume she has Scorpio ascendant. You can see your parents in your natal chart. But in the event, yeah. So Luther allegedly, reportedly Luther Vandross' niece was cussing her out. She said, "What I'm because she kept saying, go get your mother." She said, "Why you got too crazy, blank, 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 and doing blank, blank, blank to you?" And I was like, "Oh my god, this 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 chick ain't backing down." So I don't. And then her oldest son, LiB's oldest son, started swinging at the air. He would do when this is maybe 2 or 3 times I saw him observe his mother arguing with another female. He's not going to just jump in because it's a woman. You know what is he going to do? But he's so angry that his mom is in conflict. He would just do swing at the air like what they said Trey from Boys in the Hood was swinging like that. So he was that upset. So LiB walked away to calm her son down, as she should. She kept telling him, I'm all right, calm down, calm down. But Luther Vandross' niece wasn't moving. She wasn't walking away nowhere. She stood her ground, holding her trophy. And that's one thing I was wondering. Is she gonna swing that trophy? She was like, I won, fair and square. So she was not letting go of her prize. But it's just another my young impressionable mind seeing someone not afraid of the big bad wolf LiB. And I was like, wow. So not only do I stare at Luther Vandross, as a celebrity he is, was and is. I know he got a niece that's with it. If that is his niece, because that was what they were saying. Oh, it's a rumor. No, I think that could be his niece. In every interview, I'll be listening to him intently. Like, will he mention his niece? Because this niece sings. She sung. So I don't know. If it's his niece, again. Allegedly, again. But I know, whoever she is, she wasn't scared of my mom's half sister. That's what I do remember. Okay, back to high school. So, one weekend up there, I asked, can I borrow her wool 3 length coat? It was cream. I had an outfit I was gonna wear to school, and she was like, "No." Yeah, Allie, I did. I borrowed it, but I was working, so I knew I could put it in the cleaners and get it back that next weekend. You know, I did. I borrowed the coat. I did. I was a teenager. I mean, like, that's no excuse. But boy, did she get me back good. She got me back so good. Then next weekend, and I had it in the cleaner's bag, and I was ready to bring it back up there. We used to take the Q44 bus up there to the Bronx, another bus to Colgate Avenue. But in any event, I looked out the window and I saw her and her second husband coming through the gate, through the yard they got married in. And I said, "Oh, they're coming to pick us up." My brother Man, he getting ready in the basement, packing his little overnight bag for the weekend. And I was about to yell at the man, "They coming to pick us up? That's so cool." Maybe must have, I had to run some errands in Queens. I don't know. But it was a look on her face and her husband's face, Uncle. I forgot what he's named in the book, but just Uncle S. The look was determined. It didn't look friendly like they was coming to pick up their niece and nephew for the weekend. It looked, and I just closed my eyes and said, "Oh my God, she knows I have a cold." Oh my God. So I hear them downstairs talking to Mommy. Your daughter stole my coat. And she's like, "She did? She wouldn't do that." No, you have, she doesn't wear your size. You have adult apparel. She doesn't dress like you. She has to borrow it and it's not there. She stole my coat. And my mother yelled my name from the top of her lungs, all 3 syllables. And she never calls me all 3 syllables. She just calls me the 2 syllables in regular talk. When it's all 3 syllables, I'm in trouble. Oh Lord Jesus. I come down the steps slowly. "Do you have her coat?" I have the coat in hand. "It's in the cleaners. I had it clean." And she walks up and snatches the coat. I thought she was gonna hit me there when after she snatched the coat, but she didn't. And Mommy says, "Go to your room. You're on punishment for 2 weeks. You won't be going up there this weekend." Da, 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 da. And she was like, "Oh, she can still come," but I had to come get my coat. She can take the bus. She ain't riding with us. Virgo. She ain't riding with us. But she can still come. Probably wanted me to get up there to torment me further. And she was like, "No, no, no. She's grounded. You could take you could take Man, my brother. You could take him. He can go." And then, of all weekends, this is when the older brother. Let's call him Luke. His name in the book is Luke. He's usually in Harlem. Of all the weekends to be in Queens, this is the weekend he chose to be in Queens. He comes up from the basement. "What's going on?" "Oh, your sister." And her sticky fingers, she took my coat. I don't care if she put it in the cleaners. I don't care. That's not the point. I told her no, and she took it anyway. You know who else coat she take and wear and clean and think that's supposed to help? Yours. Because I was wearing his jackets to high school. He had nice bomber leather jackets, but very masculine. And you know what made me stop wearing them? Not the beat down he gave me, but and it happened all after they come out the cleaners and go nicely back in his closet. Just no harm, no foul. Working you can pay for these things, and dating ticket scalpers you can pay for these things. Ticket scalpers that wanted to do them dirt, them Brooklyn dudes. I'm like, you can't do that. That's my brother. Man, fuck that. Never mind. The details be in the book. But I'm like, no, he's my brother. No, I got crazy. That's why I don't understand what you be seeing on YouTube these days. Never mind. Just the 80s and go back to the 80s. So, she tells him this. Why? She got her coat back. Virgo. No shade to Virgos. Just, oh God, when one teacher said Virgos are grimy by nature. No shade, because I love Rihanna Lance, and I don't think she's grimy. Um, I love Nas. Who's the Virgo I love? Oh God, I love Michael Jackson. Love him. I love Chris Tucker. This Virgos I love. Big Daddy Kane, love him, Lord Jesus. So not all Virgos are grimy by nature, but in any event, so he fresh out of Rikers Island. No, did he go to Rikers or was it upstate? He D block. But did you see Biggie Smalls video? Is it Juicy? No, one more chance. No Juicy. Where that guy is pulling himself up in the street on the doggone light, the light thingy. Oh, my brother did that. He used to pull himself on the stair banister every morning. So you can't count no more how many pull-ups he. We talking a chubby teenage girl and a man with muscles like that. I just wanted to escape through the attic of the roof. I didn't even know my chubby butt can get up to the attic. I didn't even know the attic door worked. I just wanted to just evaporate and disappear. I could hear him coming up the steps. I locked my door. But Uncle S is there. So I'm like, okay, there's another man in the house. Testosterone. He's a math teacher. He has to know what testosterone is. He's the only other man in the house. Surely he's going to come upstairs and stop him. And at this time, I'm thinking he's a Cancer. I'm like, he's a compassionate Cancer. But he turned out to be a Gemini. Gemini, yeah, not a Cancer. The 20th, I thought. I don't know why I thought that was Cancer back then. Back then, I thought her son, the cousin, was a Leo. He turned out to be the Cancer, and the Cancer husband turned out to be a Gemini. Not saying Geminis don't have compassion, but when she said no, he's a Gemini. Years later, I said, in my mind, that's why he didn't break it up. A Cancer would have compassion. She's a teenager, nigga. You fresh out of Rikers. What the fuck wrong with you? And nothing. You still have your coats downstairs clean. But this is the baby boomer generation. That's not the point. She shouldn't touch it and it belong to her. But she, in my opinion, she seemingly got off on that. The whatever the fighting, the not fighting. I did the best I could. My chubby little hands. But the beat down that she was hearing, it seemed like I don't know if God made me hear her like snicker. I'm like, is mommy still standing there? Is she watching her snicker? Like she was getting off on that. This is what people say about Virgos, their dark side. I don't know. But no, Uncle S didn't come up there to break it up. I just knew he would. But I guess he has to be loyal to his wife, as he should. That's who he married in our yard. But in any event, was the truth. But and once the fight was over, that'd be in the siblings video. That just, oh God, just, being a black sheep ain't for the weak. It just ain't. I know haters will go, why did you take his jackets? Then there was a guy at high school on the phone who said men's leather jackets. He's the one that made me stop wearing them. Men's leather jackets. He thought I was my friend Brazzy. Never mind, it's in the memoir. I couldn't believe he said that. I thought they were unisex bombers. Never mind. Damn, going to Delancey Street jackets. You just put them on layaway. Oh, the memories. But oh God. So that's when I sat up there. I was thinking about the last thing my brother did before he exited my little girl bedroom. You would think all those little pink and teddy bears, all that stuff would remind him he's fighting a girl. Estrogen. All in the bedroom, just as cute and teenage. And you're fresh from Rikers Island. He, like Iyanla said in her book, in her in Interiors, her memoir, when her father beat her up in the bathroom, she was like, he was fighting racism. He was fighting because you're taking out all the horrors you probably went through in Rikers and God knows where else on me, because you didn't lose any jacket. Nothing. There's no damage to it. But I know haters go, that's not the point. No, but it's the point for me, because I'm like, this is something else. You're taking out black man in America woes on me, as if I'm not black too. Okay, I don't know. Some men, not people say, oh, that's gay. Gay men think like that. No, some straight men resent women because they swear you're getting away with something because you're a girl. Well, getting away with what? Things that testosterone goes through? A surplus of testosterone, but males go through? You want girls to go through what males go through? I don't know what's going on with the whole battle of the sexes thing. It's just not logical for me. If you ever took a biology class, estrogen and testosterone are very different, and they don't fight each other in the body. So why should we fight? Why should it fight each other outside the body? I just, in any event, I know I hate to say, well, you should let this coat alone. You should let this jacket alone. Touche. But it just, I don't know. I just thought about her. Because you have your coat. Why are you telling him this? And why didn't you tell him this before you got mad at me? So you waited to mad day to tell him. Because you been knew I wore the jackets to your house. After school, here and there. And she would say, who coat is that you're wearing? I guess it was that obvious it wasn't mine. Lord have mercy. But she thought I was dating a grown man. She said, are you dating a grown man? I'm like, what story is this jacket telling? I'm like, no, who am I dating? He's a teenager like me. Well, is that his dad's jacket? No, it's my brother's. I shouldn't have told her. I was a fool for telling her. But never mind. Lord have mercy. I got 15 minutes. Just want to click off. Allie, I didn't even get to the point of the anniversary of this day. She gets 2 videos. Probably 3. All the hell she done put me through. And my mama too. Do you know mommy co-signed for that house? And it was mommy's idea for me to move in there pregnant. Oh, mom. Like it was your idea, mommy, for me to move here to this state. Just, oh, mama, I love you. It was your idea for the wedding. Just, and my friends, homegirls, have known me since the sandbox. Like, you know, that was your mother's idea. You gonna do her idea again? All right, girl. All right. You like it, I love it. You know, people who know your whole bio from back in the days. Oh Lord, but no disrespect, Mama. I love you, but I guess in the moment it sounds like a good idea. But she co-signed and put up G's at the closing, and then when it went to foreclosure, her credit was bad for 10 years. I done told you, my mother pride was big on credit and paying things on time, and she took pride in paying her bills on time. That's why her credit was awesome. But that's 1990. Some things happened before 1990. Like when you came over when I was to the house when I was 16 and asked me to help you cash your husband's checks. We didn't do it, so it's still during statute of limitations. No, do the feds got statute of allegedly, but it didn't happen, so no harm. I mean, do they have attempted? But there's no attempt because we ain't going to check out your place. Because I listen, I was like, allegedly I was into boosting. But I'm like, I ain't into busting no checks now. Oh, you must know. This is a grown woman coming from the Bronx to Queens to pick me up. Oh, you must know people. I'm like, they boosters. They don't know do no checks. No, but you don't know what they know. That's what I'm saying. Ask them. And she's on the phone with me early morning. Then she gets to Queens and judges my outfit. Like, you went outside like that? And I'm looking at her, this grown lady's asking me to bust checks and she's judging my outfit. And I was a booster, so to me it was cute. Maybe it was too eccentric for her taste. I don't know. She liked the and she told me herself, but she liked Century 21 and Sims, one of them stores downtown. Dressed nice, but conservative. So I guess maybe what I had on was over the top. I have no idea. But I just like she said, no, well, Malcolm, like, you're in a moral position to judge me. You asking me to bust checks, but I told her that was my forte. So I did because she was persuasive and pushy. So I asked the homegirl, did she know anybody? And she was like, she might. So we met up with her. And then she didn't like her. My homegirl, Scorpio chick, she didn't like her. She whispered to me, I don't like her. You need to give her some out of your money. I ain't giving her nothing. And I'm looking like, well, she's the one who knows. I'm not street. She's street. She's the one who knows these people. Allegedly. This is the 80s, oh Lord. I was like, she would know these people. You're not going to give her anything? I don't like her. So you pay out of your money. I'm like, oh my, again, per my recollection, of course, she'll call me a liar. You know what, Powder Keg? They'll believe you. So there's no need to get upset. I don't know if Allie will believe you, but if anyone else, they'll believe you. You're very persuasive. Very persuasive, and it's scary. But yeah, this is, again, I don't get traction on this channel. So you shouldn't get upset. It shouldn't even get to you. I think Allie has too much class to get this to you. So, you shouldn't even be hearing it. But anywho, Allie, I gotta get up to 1990. The first excommunication, and I want to share the conversation she had with my sister after the funeral. Things she said about my mom, which is just so untrue. If that had happened in Florida with one of my ancestors now in her house in Florida, child, please. My mama or my sister's daddy wouldn't be here to tell a story. Mommy got too much class and dignity. Mommy had a hotel room. Why would she tell my sister something like that? Mommy always had her own place in 17. She's not even of the ilk of doing anything like that in someone's house. Just, and I'm on the phone with my sister, like, and you believe her? You believe mommy? That Florida stand your ground law ain't nothing new. If that had happened in this ancestor's house with her shotguns that I seen, nothing I heard rumors and urban myths about, mommy and her baby daddy wouldn't be here. Are you believe that? Oh gosh, what? Mommy's basic nature is not that. What the? Now we've heard things about her. Is she projecting? They're gonna ask my sister, do you think your mom had life insurance on people? No, the psychic said you had life insurance on people. The psychic says, I wasn't jealous of your goddaughters. You was jealous of my mother's offspring. Namely, my older brother and me. Because that's when you was really into her before you became so loathsome. You loathed her. Okay? You know the word. Oh, just that conversation post funeral, Jaja. Oh Jesus, let's see my sister's name. Oh Jesus. I wish I knew how to edit this thing. Well, Allie is just for you. If this thing picks up traction on this channel, I'll just take the video down or make it private. I don't think this channel will get traction though. I don't. But I just cannot believe what she told my sister on that phone. I can't even believe that house in Florida went for 23. What did it go for? 23,000 near the raceway in the beach. Whoever bought the house for 23K, they gonna send my mother a check for 6K. Talking about fines that she know nothing about because she good at paying the bills. I'm like, did you know what? How do you sleep at night? I know it's an Airbnb and you get all kinds of money from it. May my ancestors. Let me hush. I'm not going. I'm not gonna seek any ancestors on anybody because, again, mommy sold a thing, a house for 6 G's. 6 G's in Florida, near water, a beach, and a raceway. I know people are like, why didn't you take the house? I didn't want it. I didn't want to move to Florida. I didn't think it would go for 6G. 23K was an insult. No. Pause. 50K. It was 50K. 23K is what it went down from the 32K in Queens. Are people taking advantage of old people, of senior citizens? What is going on with real estate? And mommy was like, oh, I just had to get rid of it as an albatross. Yeah, I don't want it. People used to will my mother houses. Look, that's her fourth house. That's the all the goodies in your fourth house, mama. When you was here, your fourth house, crowded. Do you have a homegirl that give you a house in the will? But mommy was respectful and nice. That's how she was getting willed so many houses. And a house in Tennessee. I know he was happy. Did he get it for free? I don't know. But Allie, I'm willing to real estate, but I just no, we didn't want them. Allie probably why y'all didn't take them. We didn't want them, Allie. I don't want to move. Not to Florida. Never mind. I don't want to get into the politics of Florida right now, but I didn't think they were just $6,000 for a house near the beach. I'll get ahead. I don't want to get a headache all over again. Well, I mean, I love you. I know you said it was an albatross, and it's in any event, but just ugly. And then this one psychic says, "Oh, I think she want a destiny swap with your mom." Because mommy's energy, her personality changed towards the end. Allie, just weird. Because I'm like, how could you trick God? What is this destiny? So I've been studying destiny swap ever since the psychic said it. You know, because they say, oh, evil people don't believe in karma. Now we know why. Because they just try to destiny swap with good people. Just, Oh, Allie, it's just absolute. And you got to be mindful who you sleep with, because one reader was like, "Well, she needed to be in the air with you. She needed to be in a subconscious state with you. Did you sleep with her?" I'm like, "No, we had separate beds in the same hotel room." When she asked me to go to Vegas, at first I said no because I had to work and I didn't have money. She was like, "Oh, see, I telling her my business." She was like, "You take off any other time you want to." So I don't want to think I'm holding a grudge about the burglary of 1990. Oh, it'll be in part two. LiB part two. I cannot believe that I gotta do a second video. I hope it don't have to be a third. This is, you would not believe. And then what she did to my baby brother when he was 11, just cause in the house, and they didn't even tell me about it. She called my phone and told me. Well, my sister said she slapped her, but my sister said she deserved the slap. Just and with the robbery, I was like, oh, good, my little brother and sister won't know her, because I'm thinking after a burglary, we're excommunicated, which we were 10 years, but the baby brother and sister end up knowing her anyway. Man, of course, already knew, but she was nicest to man. Then psychic gonna say something else later on, but I think she was nicest to him because they're the same sign, same frequency, and But oh, I'll do a part two later on. I cannot believe this has to be a part two. Ugh, love you, cuz. Peace.